Dina Wise, 232.
Ms. Wise, would you please put your name on that?
Dina Marie Wise.
Today's the date for the probation violation hearing for possession of controlled substance. This is alleging technical violations 1 through 5. Alleging your client failed to appear for probation visit December 3rd, failed to appear chemical awareness program on December 2nd, failed to appear for drug testing December 3rd, December 16th, and December 26th. You also understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea to this probation violation, and that the recommendation is for your under advisement status to be revoked, your probation to be revoked, case closed without improvement, $50 probation violation fee, and 20 days jail. Do you understand that that's the recommendation?
Yes.
The court will accept your plea to the probation violation, indicate technical violations 1 through 5 will enter. And counsel, that's the recommendation.
Your Honor, the whole last year, speaking to Ms. Wise, has been somewhat of a disaster. She's trying to get her life turned around. She's trying to get everything straightened out within her life. Her family life is basically going to extreme language hell. In the last month or two, her husband, who is her sole support, pays all the bills, takes care of all the business. They have now finally separated. She has no money to file for divorce. He comes and goes, doesn't take care of anything except himself, it appears. She lost 2 jobs over the last few months. In fact, she lost her job approximately a month ago. She is trying to get employed, but more importantly, she's trying to get her head turned on straight. She knows she needs these programs. The recommendation is to revoke and also to revoke the under advisement status. If that happens, then of course there'll be not only the other consequences from this court, but also this would now affect her driver's license because of the drug-related matter. She is trying to get another work. She has an appointment scheduled to enter into some sort of self-employment arrangement. She's meeting with, I guess, her niece. Pardon?
My cousin.
Your cousin, who is a paralegal to help draw up the paperwork. This is, and I'm just reviewing what I reviewed. She's been on probation for approximately, I'm sorry, Your Honor, when was she placed on probation?
March, yeah, February.
March. And
18th.
and this is the first time she's violated probation, or, there's been violations, so we are here. She's been struggling through all of these 9 months. I know there's things that have to be done, but I don't know if revoking her advisement status, putting her in jail, and revoking probation is the appropriate way to go. If the court feels because of this that there is a need for some sort of jail review, or at least jail, ending her probation is not going to solve the question. It's just going to put her in jail and she'll owe you money. I'm asking rather that probation be continued, that the under advisement status be continued, and she be able to turn herself around, get a job, or at least get the support she's owed from her husband so she can make these payments, and, suspend any kind of jail sentence at this time.
Okay, let me ask these questions, Gina.
Yes.
Have you been attending the fan meetings?
I have not. I haven't. And I apologize. I have never.
Excuse me, it's yes or no. It was yes or no. Have you had any mental health counseling?
No, I have not. I've seeked out someone and I'm pretty sure it's just money. I don't have any money.
No,
So-
hold on, ma'am.
Yes,
Do you have any health insurance?
I do have health insurance. So with the counseling, which I know I need immensely. She is seeing if my insurance, which I have Aetna through the state, to see if she will accept that. Because I really like this one.
Yeah. When did you start that process?
This around Christmas time.
Okay, well, you were sentenced in March.
I know.
Counsel, your client hasn't done anything.
I understand you.
She has done zero. And in fact, the court even at sentencing indicated mandatory revocation of under advisement status for any violation. So, when's the last time you saw your probation officer, ma'am?
I seen her last year, December. No, excuse me. November. In November, and I was supposed to see her in December. It's been extremely hard the past 2 months. My gas got shut off. It's nobody's problem. I take accountability. I just know I don't deserve anything. I don't deserve it. However, I believe I'm worth it. I've never given it a chance.
So your client, other than meeting with probation once a month, has done nothing. And quite honestly, I think the violation should have come forth a little bit sooner regarding not attending fan meetings and not having mental health counseling.
May I have another chance? I know I can do it. I don't hurt anybody. I don't bother anybody. And I just have always been hard-headed as far as what people think I need. But sometimes people know what's best for me, you know? And I'm just ready to do that. I'm ready 100%.
Okay, good. I'm going to order 20 days jail. I'll suspend 15. She's going to serve 5. And we'll continue probation. Under advisement status is revoked per the court's previous order of probation. And
Your Honor, would the court reconsider that aspect of it?
no.
I don't have anybody to take care of I don't have anything. Please.
Ma'am?
Please. Yes.
What do you need? What do you need somebody to take care of?
My home, everything, just everything.
Well,
Could you please reconsider, please? Like I said, I don't deserve it. I know I don't.
excuse me, let me just clarify, ma'am. You
Okay.
haven't done any of your mental health counseling.
But I will.
I
will.
Stop. It's my turn to speak.
Okay.
When I crafted your sentence, I took into account all of your needs. I crafted the sentence according to your needs.
Okay.
You blew a lot of those needs off. You didn't go to your fan meetings. You didn't attend mental health counseling. And for the month of December, you pretty much did nothing that you were supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm a jerk.
Please stop. You were given the benefit of the under advisement status, and I ordered at that time, if there are any violations, you are going to lose that under advisement status. So, you now have 5 violations. I absolutely am not going to continue the under advisement status. You had much notice, and quite frankly, you should feel fortunate in the sense that you weren't before the court previously for probation violations because you were not attending FAN and you were not attending mental health counseling. And you have insurance.
Your
So,
Honor.
I'm going to order 20 days jail. I'm suspending 15. You can report Friday, January 10th. That gives you a couple days to arrange for somebody to take care of your house.
Okay.
You're going to continue your probation. I'm also going to extend it 6 months from your original end date.
Okay.
If you were to test right now, what is in your system?
There's no alcohol and maybe some Adderall. I'm just completely lost. That's all. That's honest.
Are you prescribed Adderall?
I am not.
Okay.
not.
So here's what I'm going to do, counsel. I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to have your client serve the 15 days, suspend 5, and she's to be tethered to treatment to the Wayne County Jail. That will be a jump start on her treatment that she needs so desperately, that she's also indicating that she really wants.
Your Honor,
Yes.
may I say that I've never had trouble with drugs. Once in a while, I'll, get down on myself and do something. My thing is, and please hear me, my thing is trauma. I haven't dealt with it. That's my thing. It's not drugs. It's trauma. And then trauma for me leads to me being irresponsible, like so as today. And from the time I've seen you with this case, it's the trauma. And I deflect all of the time. It's not drugs. It's me, a personal thing in my head, things that have happened to me in my past, and they're extreme. And I just feel like everybody goes at the wrong thing with me when I'm telling you now, and just sort of reaching out for help when it comes to I need counseling. I desperately need counseling. And I know if I go to like these meetings like you're talking about and asking me to go to and ordering me to go to, I know I have to give forth and put effort. I know I do, and I want to. I'm 46 years old, and I've never admitted that I need counseling and I need help, because I'm okay. I can put things down. I can leave things alone. I just don't deal with my trauma, and I need help with that. It's always been ignored my whole entire life, since I was a little girl, since I was 5 years old. Just ignore it and kind of go for what the big thing that's in everybody's face. But I'm here telling you as a woman, and I know my position in life, but I just need help with my trauma. I have a lot of trauma.
Okay, and ma'am, I can appreciate that.
Oh, it's hard to hear you. It's hard to hear you.
I said I can appreciate that. However, you were afforded an opportunity.
Your Honor, I took my phone on the charger. I apologize. I'm taking you with me.
You are
And
afforded.
it's hard to hear you because, yeah.
Have you ever lived in Florida?
Okay.
Have you? Okay.
I've been to Florida, yes.
Do you have another last name that you're known by?
My maiden name?
Yes. Which was?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you're telling this court that you don't have a drug problem, that drugs isn't your thing. However, there are some drug convictions from Florida, and you're here for possession of controlled substance charge. And
it was drug paraphernalia. It wasn't an actual drug.
ma'am, you're deflecting, right?
Yes.
So you say that that your coping is deflecting, but you continue to deflect. So I'm going to help you, ma'am, and you're going to report to Wayne County Jail on Friday. You're going to serve 15 days. You're to be tethered to treatment. The court is going to suspend 5. Your under advisement is revoked because, quite frankly, I'm not sure how you even got the under advisement since you have prior drug convictions from Florida. But in any event, that was recommended because perhaps that wasn't caught the first time. I don't know. However, all the other things that I stated are going to remain, except for the fan meeting. You obviously won't be out to attend that. You need to attend the fan meeting beginning in February.
Okay,
If you do not report to jail on Friday, the warrant will be issued for your arrest. So you're going to
I understand.
You're going to email into Miss Shine, and she will give you the instructions as how to report. Okay?
Okay.
So I expect that you'll be at the February 20th fan meeting.
February 20th. Okay.
Yes.
Your Honor, I would like to apologize to you for if it seems I'm being disrespectful and ugly.
No.
I'm not.
Nope. No apology necessary. You're fine. All
Yeah.
right. All right, email him to Shine by 1:30.
Thank you. Good
Today.
luck.
Yes, today.
Okay, I'll email her. Thank you.
Thank you.
I agree with you, Michael. We need to get Allie to see that one. Maybe she can give us some insight on that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to American Courts Live. I guess we should say we're on Fleischer Watch. I don't know what we call it. Either way, we're just waiting for Judge Fleischer to come in. I'm gonna throw up some more of yesterday's Judge Fleischer and see if we can't wait over a little bit of time. But it's getting to be 9:46, so maybe he'll be in around 10 o'clock our time, 9 o'clock his time. So let's go over to that and see what we got there.
Mr. Justin Johnson.
Okay,
Can you bring him up, Judge?
you have a plea, you said?
No, bill of the hearing.
Oh, well, I don't necessarily know if let me see. He's in custody, right? Oh, that's a high bond. Deputy, do you mind bringing Justin Johnson out? So have you been on the assault since the beginning?
So yeah,
On the assault, have you been on it since the beginning?
I just got appointed
You
today.
just got appointed today on everything? Okay, all right. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that he's got a ton of cases that are open. So I'd like to do PC on the new terroristic threat and then on the assault, because. No, wait. You want to talk to me while we're waiting? Talk to me.
Alex Frank.
Okay.
We're gonna do a plea with him today,
Okay.
and then also Aretha Murphy.
Okay.
So just waiting for the police.
Are you,
I signed the plea paperwork on Frank. I just need to sign it on Murphy.
okay, just tell me when you're ready. Brittany, Mark, we can do. Yeah. Oh, wait, are they both in custody?
Yeah, they're both in custody.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. Shh. Mr. Johnson, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with assault of a family member. You're also charged with terroristic threat of a family or household member. On both of those cases, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. I see that your bonds are pretty high. They're both at $50,000 now. I don't know why, but let's find out.
On November 17th, 2024, Texas, the complainant witness made a report that the defendant had assaulted her that day. The complainant witness stated that she and the defendant had been dating for 3 months and broke up. That day, the defendant went through the complainant witness's phone and found some messages between the defendant's cousin and the complainant witness, causing the defendant to become angry. The defendant then accused the complainant witness of sleeping with the defendant's cousin and cornered the complainant witness before pushing her against the wall and throwing her to the floor. The defendant then punched the complainant witness in the head 5 times and kicked her in the stomach, causing pain. So that's the assault in November, and then the terroristic threat in January, on January 7th, 2025 in Harris County, Texas. Officers were dispatched to a disturbance call. Officers arrived and made contact with the complainant witness, who stated that the defendant is her ex-boyfriend, and he came over to her home and stated, quote, "You are playing with my life. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to show you." End quote. Complainant witness stated that the defendant then stated, "Your baby daddy will be dead and you. I'm going to smoke you both." The complainant witness stated that she feared that the defendant would carry through with this threat. Officers called the defendant. He had who acknowledged that he had several warrants relating to the complainant witness.
Is the ag assault same complaining witness? Really?
Yes.
That's a new case? Or
3 separate dates, same complainant witness.
Thank you.
And on the
ag assault, what happened there?
assault, all right, the complainant witness is the ex-girlfriend of the defendant. She arrived home on July 22nd, 2024. and found the door to her apartment had been kicked in and the defendant was there waiting for her. The defendant began arguing with the complaining witness about the way she was dressed. The complaining witness told him to leave, and the defendant then stabbed the complainant in the leg with a pocket knife, leaving an approximately 1-inch hole in her leg.
He stabbed her?
No.
Allegedly.
Yeah, thank you.
Stop.
The witness recovered the knife used to stab her, and then pursued the defendant in her vehicle. She also acknowledged attempting to run the defendant over.
All right, Mr. Johnson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your cases. I'm issuing a order. Well, let me see if the order of protection has already been issued. I'm issuing what's called a magistrate order for emergency protection that identifies the complaining witness in this case as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within. I'm going to do 1,000 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you violate this, it's very possible they file a violation of protective order. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You violate conditions on a BPO, we can have a hearing to hold you at 0 bond, and I'm going to do it in a heartbeat to protect every person in my community. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can you file no contact and no weapons?
Yes.
I don't know.
Thank you, Idaho Wiggles. Thank you for gifting memberships. I really appreciate that this early.
If you're going to get out, but if you do get out, I'm ordering you to remain under house arrest, and I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know where exactly you are at all times. Do you understand? You're not to use alcohol, any kind of illegal substances. Okay. Did you want to add anything?
Yes, Judge. My client wants, I'm gonna get from my client, Judge. If you want, we lower the bond, we opposed to lowering the bond. My client works, he supports his 13-year-old daughter, and those are factual issues. Okay, I'm gonna let him have the floor. Yes, Judge.
No, because you know what? I just don't want you to say something. The only thing I know is that you have an open felony evading. You're on probation for felon in possession of a weapon. You pick up an assault family member in November, an aggravated assault where it's an alleged stabbing, and now a terroristic threat. So you were literally out
Judge, that's from the
all
same,
this, and now you pick up.
that's from the same girl. She lying. I got screenshots and everything showing she lying. Why the same girl had me coming to your house if I'm stabbing?
And
Don't even
look,
make sense.
evidence.
I mean, I'm a fugitive in your house then. So why you ain't call the police if I'm a fugitive landing in your house? This case been over. I've been in your house and they picked me up from your house the other day. It's the same girl. She be lying. I got screenshots. She threatening, trying to blackmail me and everything. I'm not gonna stab no girl. I'm 31 years old. Never had these cases.
Evidence will point to whose side is correct.
I got
I don't
everything.
know.
That's why I just want her to know because you on me like I'm really doing it. Like I'm not
But-
gonna do this to no girl.
It's over, and it's over, and it's over.
That's what I'm
You
trying
got
to show you.
5 open cases, man.
So I'm talking about the thing. I'm just showing you. This dude make common sense. I stabbed you, and I've been having to
I don't
open a
care.
warrant and
That's-
then call the police to come pick me up while I'm in your house.
Mr. Johnson,
All right,
I'm not
yes, sir.
dealing with that here.
Okay, I understand.
The only thing I'm telling you is that you want me to reduce the bond.
I apologize. I'm just saying it's just eating me up for you to really believe I'm a stabber. I'm 31 years old, never had these cases till I deal with this girl.
Those are factual issues. Like I
I'm
told you.
telling you what.
Just understand that if you do get out,
Yeah, I don't want to.
you got these bond conditions.
Some of she come to my mama's house, she go to jail.
I advise my client that's something that he would have to handle outside of this court.
Cause
and
she'll
I'll
come to my
advise him
mama's
to do
house.
that.
She is crazy.
The only thing I would say is that when you're out in your house, when you're out where you are,
Yes, sir.
and she comes to you, don't even answer the door. Don't even go to the door and call the cops. That's all you got to
Hey,
do.
man, I got screen. I'm gonna get everything
Those
printed
are
up for
factual
y'all.
issues that
But
we can handle.
Just, you know,
Yes, ma'am.
Just for bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson, in life, there are certain people who are a cancer to you. And if you don't cut them out of your life,
For sure, that's what I'm
What
doing
I
right
mean-
now. That's why I'm gonna get this out the way. I'm gonna get the screenshots, everything shown, everything, and get this out the way, bro.
we're good.
Yes, sir.
I need him to sign the condition. I don't know if I'm going to reduce the bond. You know, let's do this. He's being held at no bond right now on all the felonies as it is. If that changes, come back and we can talk. Okay, but right now he's being held at no bond on all these felony cases as it is. So if and when that does change, come back.
50, 20. They gave me $250,000 bond and a 20 on the felony.
I see on the ag assault, on the evading, it's at no bond. Right? On Mr. Johnson?
I'm just gonna get my mom, get the phone, get the neighbors, ring cameras, and look at the neighbors.
So
Going on.
Listen, those are factual issues that we cannot fight.
Oh, yeah, it's over with. That's why I'm ready to go so I can get all my stuff done for the big court.
So I guess let's do this. Let's set it off a week to see what happens in felony court, and then you guys can come back and we go from there. All right?
So I'm gonna
I
get,
need him to sign conditions though, so he needs to sign
and that's
with.
for y'all court too, man, because this ain't true. All right, let's do it.
All right, you ready? Hugh,
Hey, Judge.
what's the word?
Gerald Ennis, or Gerald Williams,
Bond custody.
he's on bond, yes.
Okay,
And I was just appointed to him. After speaking with him, he was placed on, they put a GPS monitor on him, and also a curfew. And Judge would like to see if we can get first take the GPS monitor off. He already has a no contact order with the complainant. And he works in refineries, so he does 12-hour shifts where he's either working all night or then all day, and then he's also trying to do DoorDash as well.
is this? The problem is that he just pled to, if memory serves me, right?
Yes.
He just pled to an interference. It's the same complaining witness,
Yes, Judge.
right? And now he has a terroristic threat, same complaining witness, where he makes threats. Does he have any prior assaults against this person? I see a prior impeding breath.
Yes, same complaining witness. That
Yeah.
was dismissed. I can look at the reason for why it was dismissed.
I'm near her, you know, I don't.
Did we get the
she lives
curfew
with-
taken off so he can work? That's the big thing. The GPS will stop, but that's, just so he can make a living, Judge. I mean,
Come on. How do I know that he does that? You know,
he's no longer with the complainant as well, so they're broken up. And
I don't want you to go anywhere near this complaining witness. I don't want you to go anywhere near where she works, where she lives, prays, nothing.
So I don't want no more confusion with this situation.
Wonderful. So
I already got all my belongings from over there. We no longer have communication with each other. I don't even want to deal with the situation because it's being too much for me. If we've been through this situation, you call the police on me, then.
okay, I don't want you to, you don't have to say. When you get cancer, you cut it out, otherwise it kills you. People can have that same effect on you. Right, we're working on the third, same, so cut it out. That's it.
I'm done.
So he's asking me to take the curfew off. What do you do for a living?
I work in a refinery, managing contractors for total safety. I actually have a job that's going on right now that they just called me on, that I have to almost miss due to the fact that I'm facing the truth. I just signed up for DoorDash. I'm just trying to keep myself busy. That way I don't have to be into no trouble at all.
Okay, but I don't want any more issues. If I find one iota, I'm gonna go nuts.
I promise you, you won't have to worry about it.
Okay, all right, Hugh. I'm leaving it on for now, so that we know. And then please reach out to complaining witness, let her know what we've done, so that if she has any issues, let you guys know. You can bring it to our attention, and we go from there. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay,
the
all right,
curfew,
man.
we're moving the curfew though. Right?
Yep. Mr. Williams, just cut it up.
I promise you. I'm done.
All right, thanks, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Hey, Judge, page 6, Kaufman. Central Village Health System.
2501.
87, Curry, that's where Raymond fell to appear first time.
2501. Good morning, sir. You are, is it Mr. Magoo?
Yes, sir.
That's how I pronounce it?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with the offense of possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 21 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that, or sorry, 7 days that you've done. Is this how you understand the agreement?
Yes, sir.
You are giving up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You can never take it off.
Yes, sir.
This is what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
Understand that from now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases you pick up. You also need to understand that if you're on probation or parole, this can be used to revoke that, resulting in further confinement. How do you plead to the offense, sir?
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty. I'll sentence you to the agreement. I'll roll your court costs so you won't owe anything. If it's enhanced, it'll be abandoned, and good luck to you, sir. Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna throw up a Judge Simpson, or I'm sorry, Judge Stevens from Texas. I'm gonna throw up one from him from Judge Texas as I keep waiting for Judge Fleischer to come on. If Judge Fleischer don't come on, I'm gonna put on a 30-minute one from People in Court. She had a good CPS case, but we will jump over to Judge Stevens and then we'll figure it out. Someone had mentioned that Judge Fleischer wasn't on today, and it's a Friday. He really needs to be on. We need a good Friday session from him.
John, let's take up your matters, okay? David Rogers first. And Mr. Rogers is charged in 24 CR 1697, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And you were facing up to 20 years in prison in this case.
Your Honor, if we get him one time, we're working on trying to get him in the Veterans Court. He's a veteran, and I believe this qualifies for that. So if we get some more times, we can get that taken care of.
All right, who is Charletha Rogers?
My wife.
Okay. Okay. Where does she live? Is that where you live too?
Yes, sir. That's my address.
Well, he's not staying there, Your Honor. That's his address.
Well, that's what he just said.
Well,
that's where I said living. What does that mean? How can you live and not stay?
They not talking about that. He's been living with his mother.
Are you having any contact with the lady?
Yes, sir. We have been talking, and we've been going to marriage counseling with through the CPS caseworker.
Okay.
As well.
Somebody didn't tell him about a bond condition? In every case, you cannot have any contact with the victim of the offense. If you're doing that, your bond is revoked. You stay in jail until this thing gets done. But the bondsman told you that. You got the bond conditions are normal for everybody. It's the same. No matter who the victim is. If it's your wife, tough. Y'all got to separate until this can get resolved. You're not supposed to assault anybody, much less a wife, but you can't have contact with the victim. Why are you looking like nobody? Your attorney didn't tell you this?
I understand it, but
your bondsman didn't tell you this? Of course they would have.
the bondsman told me that the protective order took precedence over the.
I don't care what, not in my court.
Yes, sir.
Protective order doesn't bind me. This is my order. It has its effect. Protective order, I don't care. But what's the protective order say? Not to have any contact with it?
Protective
Well, what
order
are you doing? You're breaking two orders?
Your Honor, the protective order stated for me not to go in 200 yards on my wife or the children, but the protective order lost its effective date on October the 1st. The CPS caseworker asked her if she wanted to extend the protective order.
Okay.
She told me no.
Okay, that doesn't matter to me. My order stands. It's the same order that's in every case. I'm sorry, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. If you happen to, once you do something, you break through the barrier and you do an act, you're capable of doing it, the same act again, no matter what you want to say. You shouldn't have done it the first time. If you did, you're presumed innocent. I don't care. The point is the grand jury thinks otherwise.
Yes, sir.
They heard evidence and probably you committed the crime. That's probable cause to indict. But the point is we separate the victims. If it happened again twice, it would be on my watch. Yeah, people would ask me.
It won't happen again, do it?
You know what? If I would have asked you the day before you were accused of this, if you'd be charged with a crime like this, what would you have told me?
I'm not sure.
Oh, really? I can tell you what I'd say. Because I'm pretty certain about my actions. I mean, assaulting someone is pretty clearly wrong. And I can tell you, I wouldn't do it. I've never done it. But the point is we separate people. My court order is you don't have any contact with her. I find you do. I find out you do. This should have been told to you, and I'm aggravated about it because this shouldn't happen. Because if something happened now, I'd be the one going, you're not policing your orders, are you?
The reason why.
You know what? Failure is not an option. There is no reason.
The reason why.
There is no reason. My order stands, sir. Do not have any contact with this lady. And that's the order for everyone who has victims in their indictments. They have to stay apart until we can resolve this. Because it's happened before, and it's in before people have gone right back and assaulted the same person again. And then they go, how could this happen if the court was policing his order properly? And these orders are the same. These are the same bond conditions in every case. It's not my special order. The judges all use the same standardized bond conditions. And one of those is don't have any contact with the victim until we can resolve this. You got to figure it out. Either you leave or she leaves. I don't want it. And I'm going to check on it. I have somebody drive by every day if I have to find out if you're violating the order. You do, you'll sit in jail. Your bond will be revoked. You'll sit in jail until we can get around to resolving this, which sometimes takes years.
That's hard to do.
Sir?
That's hard to do. I mean, the reason why I'm saying that is because.
You've got to figure it out, sir. Well, just like every defendant has to figure you got a problem, fix it. You got an attorney, work with your attorney. That's what he's paid for, is to help you resolve this. Everybody makes mistakes. And you're presumed innocent. We're not saying you did. You're charged with making a mistake. If you made a mistake, fix it. Fix it. Yeah, people make mistakes. But number one, you fix it. Number two, you don't do it again. Okay. But you got 24 hours you got to work with him.
I'll talk to him about that, Your Honor.
I mean, that's serious. Because we've had big situations where partners, married people, partners came up here. We had an assault and they went right back, got together, and someone was killed. And then it was, who's to blame then? Bondsman. And most importantly, the person who does the act. But this is to separate, time out, get everything fixed up so we can get back in the game of life. It's in everybody's best interest. But and then a lot of times it's we find out a lot of times in these partnership things that people are threatened, they're intimidated, they're back together. They're not supposed to be, but one or the other feels like they didn't have a choice. They're pressured into it. And that really makes me angry. Then wrath comes down because all kinds of problems develop that need to be fixed quickly when that happens. Because I don't want victims feeling like they're to blame. That's needs to get fixed. How long have y'all been married?
Going on 4 years. Been together for 9 years, going on 9 years.
You got a copy of this, don't
Obviously,
you?
not discovery.
This is one of the more disturbing probable
Well-
cause affidavits, the most threatening thing I've heard between threatening with a gun, punching, hitting.
Your Honor, that's one of the reasons I was trying to get him in the Veterans Court, because a lot of this relates to his.
When was that going to happen, John? He's staying with the victim.
I know, I'm gonna work on that to get him out.
You think? It's got to be done today, something.
But he's
My
getting some
goodness.
treatment to the VA's office right now, VA's medical.
Oh, I'm gonna say, while we're getting around to doing it, look, this was indicted August. How much time has to lapse before the rules are followed? Come on.
I'm gonna talk to him about that to make sure he follows the rule, because he was following the rules.
And I want to know who's going to accept responsibility if something bad happens? Is it you? I just found out about that. Y'all have to be knowing. State, what are you going to do about it? We got a violation of condition of bond that's being violated here, and I mean this is threatening with a firearm, threatening to kill, punching in the head, choking. My God, that's what this all says, and we're lackadaisical about separating this.
No,
and
sir. We've
making
asked
sure
for
that
his
something
bond to be
doesn't-
revoked. I just found out. I was not aware of this,
Okay.
so I'm certainly not going
We
to
got
be.
1,000 cases. I'm surprised that you're not aware of everything.
But I would
Well,
ask
this
that
is
his bond be
terrible,
revoked.
folks.
I say we have him separate now, make sure he doesn't have any contact with it from here on, and see how that
Yeah.
goes.
You've just been ordered to have a electronic monitoring device, a GPS device. So I know where you are, because you're not going to go to this house
Can he have some time to go get his stuff and move out there?
without her presence.
But he
Somebody's got to watch that.
But he would have to contact her to let her know.
You have a problem working with them on that?
No, I can do that. I'm
Yeah,
saying that,
well,
but I know the rule
because
is
somebody,
on his behalf.
I expect somebody, I can trust you.
Okay, fair.
Please.
That works. Okay.
And you have to have a GPS device. You can't have contact with this lady until we can resolve this. Is this I know I'm making a big deal. It's only very disturbing. This bad things can happen under these situations. And then we got orders, conditions of bond, and the court orders that are for every case like this that have to be followed, or else something bad happens, it will be front page. Who's to blame? And I don't think he'd be the first one on the name. He'd be in the list, but it would be someone else would be at the top. I don't want it to be me, but I expect the orders to be followed. The point is right now I can revoke your bond. I can hold you in contempt, and I could say no bond until this gets resolved. That's what can be done right this minute, from what I know. Tell me why I shouldn't do it.
I think we need to give him a chance, Your Honor. I think he understands now. Like I said, I will set up, call his wife, let her know that he needs to get his stuff. We'll set up a time for her not to be there to get that stuff in. You were living with your mother at one point.
I
But you have the place to.
you got a week. We're going to reset this in a week to find out whether there's a problem or not, and if it's not done immediately, and I didn't find out it was done by the end of the day, then you're going to go to jail.
Okay.
That's
What by the end of the day?
my order has to be followed.
Oh, I know, but what if we can't get our stuff out today? Can we do it tomorrow? I mean,
Somebody has to, but you can't have contact with her.
we have it set up where she's out of the house at a certain time and he go get her.
Okay,
But it does have to be done by
but
today.
she's living there.
Yes, she's living there.
Okay, y'all got to work that out. But I just expect it to be done.
I will, just in a reasonable.
This is serious stuff. This is.
We won't have any more contact with her, but as far as him getting his stuff, we'll have to work out a time that's convenient for
I
everybody.
mean, that's a serious probable cause affidavit. That alleges some very serious violence. I mean, everything was listed in there: punching, choking, threatening with a gun. My God. Okay, we got to take this more than serious. This is
We'll do.
deadly. I want a hearing next week. Okay, see what.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, well, he wasn't too happy about that. We're going to throw over to Judge Webster one from Kansas from, I think it was October, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to jump over there, see if we can't wait for Court 5 to open up. So let's go to that.
All right, we are on the record in 2024 TR 617. State of Kansas versus Abel Estrada Jr. Please announce appearances.
State of Kansas appears by Assistant County Attorney Paul E. Dean.
Richard Paul on behalf of Mr. Estrada, who appears by Zoom at a separate location than counsel.
And how does he wish to proceed today?
Judge, I need to withdraw from this case.
Your Honor, Mr. Estrada filed pro se, I do believe. Well, I know it was pro se filing.
Well, I do notice he's taken a number of filings in his own right without going through counsel. Mr. Estrada, you come back to my recollection, we've met in city court, correct?
Yes.
And now this is that tag and suspended license?
No.
No,
Just a tag issue, Your Honor.
Just the tag, Your Honor.
All right.
I believe Mr. Paul's requesting to withdraw based upon the essentially sovereign type citizen claim filed by Mr. Abel.
Well,
Mr. Estrada, excuse me.
And also, there's been a total breakdown in communications, Judge. He files his own motions. I cannot represent him.
He's okay. All right, Mr. Estrada, you were appointed an attorney. Apparently at one point you wanted one, or maybe we gave you one and you didn't want one.
No, that's not it.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, that's not it. He's not, Richard Paul is not seeking my interest. And I put everything in the affidavit. He's not representing me. He's actually judging me before, he's judging me before I even go into court. He's not listening to my paperwork. So he decided he doesn't want to represent me. So I still need to be represented.
Well, Mr. Paul, you're allowed to withdraw.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is this the last case you have on the docket?
Until 11, Judge. I have an 11, so I'm just going to mute myself and.
That'd be fine. All right. Now, I think you are going to have the same problem with any other attorney that you had with Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul, from this court's experience over the years, is a very competent, diligent attorney. Now, sometimes attorneys have to tell you their opinion of what's going to happen. And you may or may not agree with their opinion, but you do still want an attorney.
I do. I do need an attorney because I don't know how to defend myself with this court. And also, I have a thread of the communications that you can see it. And I'm not getting represented correctly. I'm sure he's a competent attorney, but I proceeded to give all my information, all my laws, and he
all
doesn't.
Your what? Your laws?
The laws, the Constitution.
Your Honor, Your Honor, could I say
Please.
something, please? Mr. Estrada, every attorney who the court can appoint to represent you, one, I don't want to see, and I'm sure the judge is the same way, I don't want to see any kind of communication thread between yourself and Mr. Paul, because there could be confidential, well, I'm sure there's confidential and privileged information within that, and you shouldn't be disclosing that to me. That's between you and any attorney you so choose to have represent you. But I believe most attorneys, or all attorneys that the court has available to appoint to you, they are sworn to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the state of Kansas, and not what you filed. That's the attorneys didn't go to your law school. which is kind of what you've set forth. So that's the issue the court's talking about when you're claiming a sovereign citizen. We don't have an attorney who's, I guess, registered to under your rules and laws as you see them. So that's the problem you're going to be running into as far as the attorneys the court has to appoint to you. If I said that correctly, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dean.
I like to say that I'm not a sovereign citizen. I'm just an American, and I'm just being constitutional, and I'm not doing anything. I'm not breaking any law.
Well, sir, you said the attorney wouldn't accept your laws or follow your laws.
No, that's not what I said. I
Okay,
said
what did you say? Because I thought you said you were trying to train him on the laws, in essence.
No, I don't. I'm just presenting the law to him, and he doesn't even read my documents that I presented, which is the law.
Did you go to law school?
No, ma'am.
He did, you know that.
Yes, I understand, but he's not being constitutional. That's what I'm saying.
But you didn't go to law school, so are you sure you know what being constitutional involves? I mean, we all can read the Constitution and understand, yes, but there's a lot involved in interpreting that. Do you understand?
I understand what you're saying, ma'am. All I'm saying is that he's using case law, not constitutional law. And he didn't see all my paperwork. He just ignored it. He just blew through it and then gave me the wrong dates. I presented all the documents and he didn't even look at it and ignored the paperwork.
All right, and let me ask you this. You are wanting a trial on this illegal display of a license plate or failure to display, right?
Well, no, I'd like to address, I'd like to first, if we possible, we can a motion to dismiss with the street
We're not going to do that today. All right, I am going to one more time appoint you an attorney.
Your Honor, could I make a request to the court on this matter?
Sure.
This case carries a maximum sentence of 30 days. Doesn't even have an eligibility or requirement that he be provided an attorney.
Well,
I'm just
there's potential jail
time.
time.
I would like to have if the court wants. I understand if the court wants to appoint an attorney. Absolutely, don't dispute that. That under the circumstance of the defense that's wanting to be presented, I would ask the court to appoint somebody. I get Mr. McClendon still available.
That's just what I was thinking. He's here in town.
We set this next hearing, give sufficient time, perhaps 60 days, perhaps longer, and we just have it set for a bench trial. And if he doesn't want to cooperate with that attorney, the state would be asking for the court to proceed to trial, whether or not he can get along with the second one or not.
Well, it seems we're on the same page of thinking, counsel.
Mr. McClendon is in the waiting room.
Mr. McClendon.
I can bring him in.
Bring him in. You're in Howard. He's got an office here in Eureka.
Mr. Estrada believes in Wichita.
I thought didn't you tell me you were in Howard?
I'm in Howard.
No, my mistake. I might have been on one of the notary stamps.
Well, you let Kit Collins in. Does Kit Collins want an appointment?
Oh, no, Judge, I just let all the 11 o'clocks in.
Okay. Mr. McClendon, could you join us for a moment? Were you in city court the night that Mr. Estrada, the gentleman under Motorola, had the tag violation?
Yes, Judge. You pointed me to his case briefly, and then Mr. Watson and I had a discussion and figured it would be more proper for a district court case.
Will you take the appointment if I give him back to you?
I guess, Judge.
All right. So you two have already met Mr. Estrada, right? The good news was he got it dismissed for you in city court, but the bad news is for you, it's back in district court. All right, so do you agree, Mr. McClendon, that we ought to just set it for bench trial, or maybe, what do you
We
want
can
to
set for
do?
bench trial, Judge. I'm familiar enough with the case.
Okay. He has filed some pro se motions. Okay, Missy, give me a trial date, please.
We can resolve those motions at trial, Your Honor.
Sure. I just want to let Mr. McClendon know.
How about January 3rd at 11?
January 3rd at 11. Does that work?
Check my calendar now, Judge.
Sure.
Sorry.
Thank you. No problem.
That's fine, Judge.
All right. Thank you, Mr. McClendon. I appreciate your willingness to do that. Mr. Estrada, I will continue. You're not on bond, but I will continue the order that you reappear for bench trial January 3rd at 11. And I trust you have Mr. McClendon's contact information and he has yours from your
I
city
do.
appointment?
Yes.
You do? All right, thank you. If there's nothing further, we will be in recess on this matter and you are excused. Mr. Estrada?
Okay.
All right, still no Fleischer yet, so let's jump over and let's look over at Judge Simpson. This one's another one from Judge Simpson from a few months ago. We'll look over there but I'm not sure what's going on with Judge Fleischer. I don't have an insight, so I don't know.
Court does call the case of the people versus Daniel Bellis.
Ready,
Kyle
Judge.
Chablowski for the people.
Ready, Judge. Torshell Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of my client who was previously labeled as SpongeBob. But Mr. Bellis, please state your name for the record.
Daniel Bellis. Sorry, I guess my daughter got a hold of my Zoom.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
I've spoken to Mr. Chablowski and to Mr. Bellis. This is the first PCC. We're asking for a adjournment so we can meet and go through the evidence a little further and see if we can get an offer on this file.
Probable cause conference, October 5th, 2023, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
Bond continued. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. SpongeBob.
You got a deep voice for SpongeBob. Anyway, court calls the case, people versus Raheem Bragg.
Maria Racinski on behalf of people.
Everybody's wondering how I know that.
Torshell Feaster, again, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Mr. Raheem Bragg. Mr. Bragg, please unmute, turn on your camera, and state your name for the record.
Raheem Bragg.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. What are we doing?
Thank you, Judge. I've spoken to Mr. Bragg. He has another matter in circuit court that we also have to resolve. I believe he wants me to request a dismissal on this file today because he says he hasn't received some video information. I've told him I did not think that would be fruitful, but that is what he is requesting at this time, Judge. I'm asking for—
If that's a motion, it's denied.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
I'm asking for a brief adjournment so that we can sit down and meet and try to figure out both the circuit court case and this file.
I'd like to ask a question, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to know, I mean, you probably couldn't answer this, but from the prosecuting attorney's office, what is the holdup on the footage
Right
that May 5th, I believe? Yes, May 5th from a case.
Sir, let me stop you right now because you're going to get yourself into a whole bunch of trouble. First of all, you don't get to question the prosecuting attorney. Okay? That is one of the reasons why if you have a question, you give that question to your attorney so the attorney can put it in a proper form if it's necessary to have an inquiry to the prosecutor as to some issue.
I did,
That's
Your
how
Honor.
it works.
I did, Your Honor, and I never get, as far as this case, I've never been reached out as far as even I don't have nothing on this case. I don't have a discovery packet. I've never reached out to be sat down to discuss my case. All I do is go to court for probable cause hearing. That's just it. And I get it adjourned based on video footage that seems to never be something that's talked about, period. I'm the only one concerned about video footage that I haven't
Mr. Bragg,
heard of possibly being initiated to talk about.
Mr. Bragg, I am free tomorrow.
Now, can I just say this?
I mean, my
And let's just
apologies,
be
and I don't
real.
have an
No, hold it. Let's just be real clear about this. Because August 17th, you were supposed to be in court. You weren't here. So don't tell me that you're always coming, because you're not.
I spoke
I'm
with
done.
the clerk and was told that
I'm done. I'm adjourning this out. You are not going to co-opt this proceeding. Don't tell me something that's not true.
Your Honor, excuse me, Your Honor. I had spoke with the clerk that day because I was with a private investigator on my other case, and I'm dealing with
I
them.
issued a warrant. You weren't here.
I did not
I
have.
issued a warrant. No matter how much you keep talking, nothing's going to change.
I mean, I'm not arguing, but I feel like I have the right.
Yes, you are, because I'm telling you to be quiet. Mr. Feaster, how much time did you need? You're probably going to need more time than the 2 weeks, because somebody's got to be checked.
Yes, please, Judge. 3-4 weeks, please, at least.
And what is this 3 to 4 weeks
Probable.
in regards
There
to?
he goes again. What do you want?
I would like to
What's
know
your question?
3 to 4 weeks adjournment in regards to.
He wants to sit down and talk with you. The thing you were complaining about.
We've been saying that for the past couple months that we were supposed to sit down and talk. And I have not been reached out in regards to that matter at all.
You can come in tomorrow, Mr. Bragg, and let me know what time you're free. Sorry, Judge.
Mr. Feaster?
Judge, we can have 3 or 4 weeks.
Once it's in court, I can give him an exam date.
Is that what you prefer, Mr. Bragg?
I mean, yeah, we can ask for a dismissal in regards to us.
Let's just set it for exam then, please, Judge.
All right. Yeah, we
As
can.
soon as possible,
Yeah, we
exam.
can. And it's not something that I waived. I didn't waive my probable cause.
Jeez, oh, Pete. Mr. Feaster, as the attorney of record, what would you like me to do, sir?
Judge, let's just move this case forward. We'd like the soonest possible exam date, please.
Well, soon as possible, we can set it this Tuesday.
Thank you, Judge.
Probable preliminary examination in person will be set September 26, 2023, this Tuesday, 9 a.m. That's before me. At this time, bond will continue.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Yes, that's it. Thank you. Calls the case People versus Levantny, Shannon.
Please end on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, Gina Novetsky, first assistant defender with on behalf of Mr. Shannon, who is present.
We got a problem.
We do have a small problem, Judge.
Mr. Shannon, state your name.
Levantny Cedric Shannon.
Okay, and why are you not at the Washtenaw County Jail?
Turning myself in Monday. I got a burial cleaner done.
What'd you say?
I'm turning myself in Monday. I'll be there Monday.
Okay, you don't get to make the schedule.
I understand.
I told you back on September 14th to turn yourself into the jail by 6 p.m. that evening.
Yeah, but I was in Detroit. I don't have a drive. I can't drive.
You could have walked from Detroit to the jail by this time.
You're right.
Oh, I know I'm right.
Yes, sir.
I'm adjourning this 1 week and dare him not to be at the Washtenaw County Jail. You are to get there today.
Okay, sir.
You are just making things worse for yourself.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get my...
During the probable cause conference out 1 week to the 28th, 2023, 9 a.m.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Court calls the case People versus Jesse Keisha.
Alec Jablowski for People.
No counts. How does this happen? Mr. Keisha?
How you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing okay. State your name for me.
Jesse Eason.
Okay. Is there a reason? Did you decline representation? No, they got counsel.
No.
No, the PD is on this.
Yeah, no. I decline.
Pardon? Have you talked to the public defender's office about your case?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, they told me that there was somebody was gonna call me. I called them as soon as we got off the Zoom the last time.
Okay. Something happened. Somebody did not put the public defender in JIS, and so I don't know that anybody knows about this one.
Yeah, Daniel Vesky is first assistant public defender. Unfortunately, we did not realize that
Okay.
we were appointed.
All
Ask for a
right.
brief-
Adjournment. All right, Mr. Keisha. I don't know what.
Because I did this happened the last time too.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying. I remember because I think I told you to call right after, right?
Yep. And I called him.
And you did that. So I just need. It's nothing on you, Mr. Keisha. I just need somebody to follow up to make sure that it doesn't fall through the cracks. So let me do this. I'm going to adjourn your case out 2 weeks, okay? To the 5th.
Okay.
All right. And since that, I don't know if it's something on the court or what happened because we still have no counsel listed. Is there somebody, and everybody's going to be shocked by this, that can go into a breakout room with this gentleman so that we make sure somebody's touching base with him?
I would be happy to, Judge.
Okay. Do you have other cases coming up or no?
I do have 3.
Okay, but we can move it around. I just want to make sure.
I can go in there now. I don't have any in this block.
Okay.
You don't?
I don't.
How'd you do that?
I don't know, Judge. I'm with you the rest of the afternoon, though.
Okay, all right. Mr. Keisha, I'm gonna put you into a breakout room electronically with Miss Anderson. So that you're at least talking with somebody, okay?
All right, thank you, Ron.
Okay, not a problem. And we'll see you on the 5th. Or Miss Newton, are you here?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here. At the jail. Okay, there you go. State your name.
King Newton.
King Newton. All right. What are we doing?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm going to ask for an adjournment on the probable cause conference until the 2nd of November. This case involves mental illness. I have yet to have been able to visit my client in the Washtenaw County Jail. I have talked to his former worker at community mental health, but I have not talked with other people, nor have I had an opportunity to talk with the prosecutor. And in the sense of going a little bit of a way to make the court's day, I'm not asking that the bond be changed. Mr. Newton is in a safe and a secure facility, Your Honor. I have known the Newton family. I've known Mr. Newton's grandfather and have done extensive legal work for his father, who cares very much for the welfare of his son. Thank you.
All right.
Excuse me, Judge. Torshell Feaster, Assistant Public Defender. I'm assuming
Yes,
Attorney Fanta is substituting in for our office
Yes.
on this file.
Yes, we are. We had all of the substitution work and we were waiting for somebody from your office to sign it. We filed an appearance on this matter.
Okay. And just for the record, we did do a mental health court referral. He has had the first evaluation. And so you can take it from there, Attorney Fanta, and determine how you want to move forward.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Sorry, Judge. Thank you.
No. This is all great. All right.
Excuse me.
Took longer than a bond argument. Yeah.
Bond are going to remain until this case is over with. I'm going to ask you to sign these conditions of bond. You will be given a copy of these conditions. If you violate any of the conditions of this bond, you're subject to having the bond that you're currently on revoked, and you can be taken into custody. We are going to reschedule your case to allow time for your attorney to gather all the evidence that he needs and present those to the district attorney's office. On your next court date, ma'am, you do not have to come to court. You let your attorney take care of your case. He will let you know if and when it's necessary for you to return to court. All right, Ms. Martinez, do you have any questions on anything that I mentioned to you, ma'am? Mr. Captain, any questions? All right, right behind you is my pretrial officer. Go with her, sign those conditions, have a seat. We're going to reschedule your case, okay? And just get a date from my coordinator. All right, thank you, Mr. Captain. Mr. Smith, how are you? Yes, sir, coming up. What's happening? Good to see you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So what's going on?
I'll jump in as long as he's quiet there. Judge Rodriguez is in court 13. It's in the same building as Judge Fleischer. Certainly never streamed him before. I've watched him several times, and he does a really good job. I haven't seen anyone in this courtroom who doesn't do a good job. So they obviously have a good group going, and they're trying to work some wonders there. But just looking through here, if Judge Fleischer pops on, I'm still going to bring it back over to Fleischer in the end. You know, I don't want to do that clickbait garbage. You know, we all put that this was going to be a Fleischer stream, so we want to hold that up. But not seeing Judge Fleischer popping up, so I don't have him on mute. He's got him on mute, so whenever he comes back, he'll come back to it. Yep, Cam. Juanita Jackson, she streams. Yep, I watch her quite a bit. She does really good, but it's almost somewhat crazy in hers because there's just so much going on. She does pretty good, and you can only hear certain ones, and so it's a little more difficult to understand what's going on in her courtroom. But she's got great personality and just a great demeanor. Yep, Nancy, we've got this is Judge Rodriguez in court 13. He's in the same building as Judge Fleischer, and yep. Man, if I could pronounce your name, I'd say yep, absolutely. I feel almost like it's baiting too. I don't care for it, but if I say I'm going to start later, and then the judge is already on it, it feels like it's a mess up there. So in the end, we just got to do what we can do. And now everything's just quiet. So let's look around. I may have to pop over to another courtroom. I can't stand the silence. I'm not that guy. Now, some of y'all that watch this room more often, does he have a lot of the same attorneys? I know he's got Lewis, but Lewis kind of goes everywhere. Have we seen any of the attorneys in Judge Fleischer's court end up over here? Or I'm trying to see if I recognize any faces anywhere. Oh, you're welcome, Rapture. This is an experiment. I would much rather just make videos and not do any streaming, but it's been awesome to do streams and get to meet a lot of people that I wouldn't have met otherwise. Yeah, Zoro, we don't do that here. Let's jump over and find some. Let's just find someone to delete that. We don't make those things here. Yeah, absolutely, Cam. They got to delete it for sensitive stuff, and that's a good reason. Whenever I do the regular videos, I'll normally cut out whenever the judges will be talking with somebody. Sometimes they'll say some stuff and it doesn't sound in the right text, in the right context. Junebug, I thought court
Okay,
13
all right, Ms.
was
Walker,
a
you ready?
misdemeanor court.
We got a bunch of PCs.
Ready.
All right. Lock and loaded, huh? All right, let me see here. All right, the first person that I have, last name is Arsate Christopher. Christopher Arsate. And Ms. Garcia, this is on page 2, Arsate. All right, good morning. So you are Christopher Arsate? Mr. Arsate, you do not have a lawyer today, right? All right, Mr. Arsate, I just wanted to inform you that there has not been a judge that has heard probable cause on your case yet. So I'm going to ask the Assistant District Attorney to read to me the facts surrounding why you were arrested and charged with this offense. When she's reading the facts of your case, I don't want you to say anything. I just want you to listen. After I hear the facts of your case, the court is going to determine whether there exists enough probable cause to continue with your case. If the court does find probable cause, then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what you're being charged with. We're going to talk about any conditions of bond the court may impose, and then we're going to talk about an attorney. All right, Ms. Walker, whenever you're ready, you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. On January 3rd, 2025, an officer conducting surveillance on vehicles engaged in a parking lot takeover located at 12300 Green Point Drive in Harris County, Texas, observed a black Chevy Tahoe doing donuts in said parking lot, approximately 10 to 15 feet away from other vehicles that were occupied. The Tahoe stopped and turned back and was observed to do a rolling burnout before stopping again and doing
Chelsea Benedict.
And then it started.
Ms. Benedict, you were charged with assault causing bodily injury. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On January 2nd, 2025, the officer made contact with the complainant, a Walmart asset protection employee, who stated he was contacted by other staff members about the defendant attempting to enter the employee-only section of the store. The complainant confronted the defendant, and the defendant presented manifestly under the influence of an intoxicant, and the defendant was asked to leave. The defendant refused, and the complainant blocked the defendant's entry into the employees-only section, and the defendant then punched the complainant 4 times in the chest with a closed fist, causing pain.
All right. Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand, ma'am? Where was this?
It was at a Walmart, Your Honor.
Okay, you are not allowed to go to any Walmarts. Do you understand that is also a condition of your bond? If you violate any of these conditions, you pick up a new case, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, and Are you employed at this time?
No, I have a job interview tomorrow.
Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. I already have an application on file. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you go to Victoria Center Reset. I'm going to have you get with Fleischer for your bond conventions. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we find you a lawyer. Okay? Please.
Judge, no contact with the complainant against- right this
Please.
way.
And no weapons.
Yes, Judge. All right, Judge, next is page 2. Wait, there's.
Is it bourgeois? Ferris? Bourgeois. Come on up, ma'am. Was that right, bourgeois?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On January 2nd, 2025, officers were dispatched to a trespasser call at a McDonald's in Harris County, Texas. The complainant, the manager of the McDonald's, stated the defendant had been asked to leave several times before and refused to do so. The complainant stated she and her staff observed the defendant in the parking lot checking car door handles, and the defendant stated to the officer that she had not asked her to leave the location and that she had not done anything wrong. That's what the defendant stated, but
Okay.
yeah.
So-
the complainant stated she had been asked to leave, and the defendant stated she was not. But the defendant did say to the officers that she was asked to leave several times, and she refused to do so.
At this McDonald's.
At the McDonald's stop.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do not go back to this McDonald's, please. I'm making that a condition of your bond. Do not pick up any new cases. You were able to get out because we gave you a free bond. If you pick up a new case, you violate conditions. I'm going to revoke the bond. I'm going to make it high. If you don't have anyone to make that bond, you'll be stuck like Chuck in there. So consider this when you're out there. Please don't pick up any new cases. Be nice.
John,
Tell me, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
I don't.
Okay. Would you like us to appoint you a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
I need you to fill out an application for me, Ms. Bourgeois, and then I'll take a look, and assuming you qualify, I'll provide you a lawyer today, okay? Do you mind, Deputy Brown, giving her an application, please? All right. I'm gonna have you, we'll give you an application, we'll have you sign a reset, and then I'll have you take a signature box. Yes, ma'am.
All right, page 2.
So can you file those conditions?
Returning to McDonald's?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That particular
McDonald's, yes, Judge.
Do you have an arraignment?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm trying to get through the arraignments first, so. Is this Trey Carter?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Carter, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 2nd, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle traveling at the 700 block of South Battleground Road, and the officer ran the vehicle's license plate, and the registration was expired as of 2021. A traffic stop was initiated, and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and sole occupant of the vehicle. The officer smelled a strong odor of marijuana, and the officer could see marijuana debris laying on the center console. The defendant admitted that he does smoke marijuana, but that he did not smoke that day. The defendant advised he was in possession of a firearm inside the vehicle center armrest container directly to the right of the defendant, and the defendant does not have a license to carry. A PC search was conducted, and the officer found the handgun inside the center armrest container and a full blunt that contained a green leafy substance known to be marijuana based on training experience. The weight of the marijuana was 0.28 ounces.
Mr. Carter, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Did you run his license? See if he has a valid Texas driver.
All right, Your Honor.
Please.
Eligible, Your Honor.
Okay. You are not allowed to drive unless you have valid liability insurance in addition to a valid Texas driver license. I'm not putting any conditions on your bond now. Just be careful. Do not pick up any new cases. If you do, you become a danger to my community. I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? Do you tell me, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
Sorry?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll have you fill out an application because I need you to fill one out. And assuming that you qualify, I'll provide you a lawyer today. Okay? Please.
Judge, was that stage bond conditions?
No conditions. Yeah, no conditions.
Next, Judge, is page 4. Green, come on up.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Green. Are you chewing gum? Please spit it out. Is it, hey, guys, is there a trash can over there? She's not smacking. Mr. Green, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 4th, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle traveling on the 8600 block of Colon Boulevard. and the officer began to approach the defendant's vehicle and observed a strong odor of marijuana emitting from that specific vehicle. The officer observed the defendant to make a westbound maneuver onto Belfort Street, and the defendant failed to use a right signal to make a turn onto another street. The traffic stop was then initiated. The officer made contact with the defendant and observed the strong odor of marijuana from the vehicle, and the officers asked the defendant to step out of the vehicle, and the defendant was then detained. The officer asked the defendant if he had recently hotboxed the vehicle, and the defendant stated he had earlier in the day. The defendant stated he had marijuana in a backpack lying on the passenger seat, and the defendant stated he had a rifle and pistol magazine. The officer observed a semi-automatic AR pistol lying on the passenger seat adjacent to the backpack with marijuana inside. The backpack had a bunch of Ziploc baggies containing marijuana, and the weight of the marijuana was 13.05 grams.
Do you have a valid Texas driver license, please?
I'll run it, Your Honor.
Mr. Green, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand?
It's eligible, Your Honor.
Unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance, you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir? How old are you?
23.
Okay, I'll have you fill out an application to see whether you qualify, and then if you do, then we'll provide your lawyer today. Do not pick up any new cases. Don't violate the law. If I find that you do, I'm gonna put you in jail. You understand me? All right, come on.
All right, Judge, counsel's approaching on page 14, Wilson.
Okay, can you file
Come
my
on
weapons,
up.
please?
No weapons, Your Honor. Yes, Judge.
It's in MAJ, Judge.
Mr. Monks,
Yeah.
top of the morning, kid. How are you? You were here on Mr. Wilson?
This is his first setting. He has a motion to adjudicate he picked up a new impeding breath upstairs.
Oof.
We're set for the 23rd on that day. We are contesting that vigorously.
He still has other technical violations with us as well.
I don't know if it is significant, but maybe not as significant as the new case.
Sure.
Because I wouldn't want to be on probation.
You know, I'll give you a bit of time, Mr. Monks, but I mean, if it's gonna take 2 years,
No,
you
we're not
know,
talking about that. We should have some, when did you say we're coming back on the 23rd?
23rd.
I was at, if we'll give you, just shortly after that, we'll be able to give you a flavor for what they're thinking.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
Done.
Yeah, a pleasure.
You want the same day?
Would you like to come back on both cases on the same day? That means you don't have to come down here 2 days in a row.
Yeah, I think that's
You
better.
wanna do the same day?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got
Thank
it.
you.
All right.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too.
Have a good weekend.
Judge, is there gonna be any bond conditions?
Just the weapons. I mean, I'm sure that the felony court did conditions, you know, so, I mean, we're good.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure the felony court did it.
You want to sit down there?
All right, Judge, next is page 5. Gutierrez, come on up. Angel. All right, moving on. Next is Hashimi. Page 5. Oh, yes. Okay, cool. Judge, was the state gonna file conditions for Wilson?
No, just, you speak English, sir, right?
Yeah, if I need help, I can.
Would you like me to provide you a translator? What do you speak?
Pashto.
Pashto. How well do you speak English?
Go ahead and sign.
How well do you speak English?
Good. I graduated from high school here.
Okay. Mr. Hashimi, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. If you do not understand something, let me know. We'll go slow for you, okay?
If I not hired the attorney, You know what?
We will get to the attorney later. We're doing probable cause now. Do you understand?
Yes.
We're going to see if there's enough evidence to go forward with your case. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you cannot afford a lawyer will be given to you.
I did it. I just.
Stop. Don't say anything. Just, please.
Yes, Judge. On January 3rd, 2025.
Go slow.
At approximately 10 p.m., the officer observed the defendant's vehicle run a red light after the officer was sitting at a cross section with a green light. A traffic stop was then initiated, and the officer made contact with the defendant, who was the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle. The officer observed watery eyes, thick-tongued, slurred speech, confusion, and disorientation. The officer asked the defendant for his driver's license, and he began searching for his wallet, and the defendant then handed the officer his license. The defendant then began making furtive movements, and the officer asked the defendant to exit the vehicle. The officer observed the defendant to stagger and sway on his feet, and the officer could smell an odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle. The defendant admitted to smoking a cigar of marijuana with a friend, and standard field sobriety tests were conducted. The defendant could not follow instructions for the HGN, and the walk and turn found 7 out of 8 clues, and the one leg stand found 3 out of 4 clues. The defendant was read the DIC and consented to breath. The results were both .000, and a blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Okay. What was the stop for?
Running a red light, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Hashimi, I'm going to find there's enough probable cause to go forward with the case. Would you like me to provide you a lawyer today? Okay. I need you to fill out an application for me. I will take a look at it. If you qualify, we will provide you a lawyer today. Okay? Please wait. Hold on. Mr. Hashimi, you are not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I will test you. If you test positive for alcohol or illegal drugs like marijuana, I'm going to put you in jail and revoke your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you see that he has a?
He's eligible, Your Honor.
Okay, please.
Next, Judge, counsel is approaching on page 7. Jack, come on up.
Oh, and then I also have Arthur Sims here for Plowman.
Page 11, comment.
Yeah, yeah, he's here. Good morning, counsel.
Good morning.
Come on up.
No, Mr.
Jackson.
Page 7.
Oh, it's Jack. Mr. Jack? Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. Okay. On January 4th, 2024, at 9:02 p.m., the officer arrived on scene to a traffic stop. And upon arrival, the officer met with another officer who stated he had called him for backup after initiating the traffic stop for the vehicle reaching speeds of up to 108 miles per hour. The officer observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, watery eyes, and unsteadiness on his feet. The defendant was then detained, and the defendant admitted to having a few drinks at a party. The defendant refused further questioning, and standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 7 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The DIC was read, and the defendant refused to provide a sample. A blood warrant was signed and executed.
You say what had the odor of alcohol, slurred speech, bloodshot eyes? I didn't hear you say any of that.
Yes, he had odor of alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, watery eyes, and unsteadiness.
Got it. Okay. Mr. Jack, I want to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. If I find that you're driving like this, in this manner again, I will take your privilege to drive away from you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you see that he has a valid license?
I'm running it, Your Honor. It's eligible, Your Honor.
All right. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with them. They come back to me, tell me they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games. I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You understand? Don't pick up any new cases. don't use, stay in contact, and all will be fine. All right? I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and then you're free to go. Thanks, guys.
All right, Judge Sims is approaching for page 11. Plowman, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Sims.
Morning, Judge.
How are you?
Doing well, Judge.
Go ahead and have a seat in the jury box. Right that way.
Good morning, Ms. Plowman. Good morning. I wanted to let you know that your lawyer is here with you. He's on Zoom so that you can see that you're not alone. Ma'am, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. Thanks. On January 3rd, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a shoplifting at Target in Harris County, Texas. The defendant had been caught by the complainant, the loss prevention employee, and the defendant was observed pushing a shopping cart with multiple items towards the front entry without paying for the items. The defendant had passed points of sale before the complainant stopped the defendant. The total was $332.49.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you not to go back to any Target. If I find that you go back or you pick up a new case, I'm going to revoke your bond and put you in jail. You understand, ma'am? You have a lawyer. Because you have one, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Sims, and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. If Mr. Sims is unable to get a hold of you because you're playing games, you're not responding to phone calls, text messages, then likewise, I'll revoke your bond. We'll have you sign a reset. I'll have you take a seat in the jury box so we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go, ma'am. All right?
Judge, how's March 11th through the 13th?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, Judge, if we can do the following week, my kids are on spring break that week.
18th through the 20th?
If we can do that Tuesday, that'd be great.
18 it is.
It's yours.
Judge, good seeing you.
You too, man. Take care.
Yes, sir. You too.
Next is page
If you can follow those conditions, please.
Yes, Judge.
3, come on up. Page 8, Judge.
Got it.
Counsel, did you file an attorney of record?
I did.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson.
Anyone,
How are you? Come on up. So this is it Lauderdale?
Lily.
Oh,
Page 8.
right. Good morning, Mr. Lee. Sir, you were charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On January 5th, 2025, the officer was conducting surveillance as part of a traffic crimes task force of motor vehicles racing westbound on Grand Parkway, and the officer observed the defendant's vehicle traveling in lane 2 and another vehicle in lane 1. The motor vehicle slowed down to approximately 30 miles per hour before launching at the same time in a competitive manner, accelerating to well over 110 to 125 miles per hour in an attempt to outpace each other. The motor vehicles raced 3 times, then pulled into a Buc-ee's. The officer observed the defendant, but was unable to locate the other motor vehicle involved in the race.
So then it says that also he picked up a felony evading. He was on bond for a felony evading and now he's picked up this case, a racing?
It looks like that's the case, Your Honor. He was on bond for the evading.
I'm taking away your privilege to drive. You are not allowed to drive, Mr. Lee. Do you understand? You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't give a rat's behind what is going on in your life. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. This is an affidavit that you're going to promise me that you're not going to drive. Do you understand? There's a burning building with 50 kids in it. I don't care. Do not drive. You mind filing those conditions as well, please? No driving.
No driving. Yes, Judge.
Have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Johnson. He will tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, you pick up another case, I'm going to revoke it. And if I find that you're a danger to the public, I'm going to make it sky high. I will do everything in my power to protect my public at all costs. Do you understand? You want the same day as the felony?
Sunday is only fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to have you sign a reset. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And then after that, you'll be free to go. All right. Thanks, guys.
The felony's all the way in June 2nd.
Mr. Lee, 2026, Your Honor.
Is it set for trial or something?
No, he was on that's a placeholder setting because it was a PTI.
What's going to happen with that? Is he still in the PTI?
It was, from my understanding, I don't know. I think it was some conditions he had to do and he's almost done with it. So I think he's close. I don't know.
So is that, do you know whether they're going to keep him in now? Do they know about this?
I'm sure they know, but
does the felony court?
I'm not attorney on that.
You're not the lawyer.
No, but they.
Okay. So let's just do this. Let's just do it right. We'll do a 30-day reset. And then I don't know what's going to happen upstairs. We'll see. You just keep us in the loop. Okay. All right. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Next judge is page 10. Pace, come on up.
Good morning, Ms. Pace. Ma'am, you were charged with driving on a suspended license. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On January 2nd, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle at the 900 block of Burke Road. He ran the license plate and had a return of an expired registration as of November 2024. A traffic stop was conducted. The defendant was not able to provide a Texas driver's license, so instead the defendant provided a name and date of birth. The defendant stated she did not have financial responsibility on the vehicle, and the defendant was shown to have a suspended driver's license not eligible with multiple Class C warrants.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case.
Can I say something?
Please don't. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes, I do.
You don't want a court-appointed lawyer? Okay, so we'll give you time to go hire a lawyer. I am making it a condition of your bond that you're not to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance. And I'm going to have you sign a promise with me today. Doesn't matter what's going on in your life. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance. If you can show me that, I'll take this restriction off. Happily. Okay? Bless you. Did you sneeze?
No.
Okay, man. So I'll have you sign this reset. I'll have you get with Victoria for a reset and then we'll get you out of here, man. Okay? Thank you.
All right, Judge, next is page 11. Reyes, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Reyes. Sir, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. Okay. On January 2nd, 2025, the officer was riding with HPD Traffic Crimes Task Force and a group of vehicles was meeting at 430 West Parker Road in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed the defendant, who is 18, brandish a firearm while walking around his vehicle, and the defendant exited from the motor vehicle on the driver's side, walked around the motor vehicle while brandishing the handgun, and then sat in the front passenger side seat. A traffic stop was initiated and the officer made contact with the defendant, the passenger of the vehicle, and the defendant admitted to carrying around a handgun, which was found under the passenger seat in the motor vehicle where the defendant was sitting.
Mr. Reyes, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. What are you doing with yourself these days? Are you in school? You graduated from high school? Okay. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons. You are not allowed to have a weapon. Do you understand? If I find that you have a weapon, you pick up a new case, I'm going to revoke your bond. I will put you in jail. Do you understand? Tell me, you want a lawyer? You don't want a court-appointed one? You do one? Okay. I just fill out an application. Let me see if I have an application on file. I need you to fill out an application for me. Let me take a look at it, and then I'll appoint you one here in a bit. All right? Come on. Do you mind, Ms. Brown, giving him an application?
All right, Judge, next arraignment is page 13.
Can you
Scott,
file?
come on
No.
up. Counsel, do you have an arraignment?
No, approaching for bond violation.
All right, we're doing the.
Bear with me. I think we're close. Are you Mr. Scott? Mr. Scott, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 4th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, the officer was dispatched to an assault. The officer met with the complainant who stated that the defendant and her had been in a sexual relationship, and she confronted the defendant about sleeping with another woman. The defendant became angry and followed her to a gas station where he pushed her to the ground with both hands, causing pain.
Okay, Mr. Scott, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do we know, have you spoken to her to find out what she wants? Does she want to have contact with him? Does she not want to have contact with him?
Your Honor, we have not reached out at this time.
Okay.
Well, Judge,
Hold on a second. Just don't say anything at this point. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Whatever you say, they can use against you. I can give you a lawyer today if you want one. You know, you can give your side to the lawyer. The lawyers can talk to the DAs, but I don't want you to say anything to make the case any worse. All right. Because I don't know what she wants, I'm ordering you not to have any contact with her, not to be in possession of any weapons. I'm also entering what's called a magistrate order for emergency protection that identifies Ms. Walton as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate any threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Judge, you know the property that she does, I paid for and proved out on another stating the law and get the homeless rights.
Let's do this. Let me give you a lawyer today. I can have them reach out to find out where she lives, what the address is. I just don't want you to have contact with her. I don't want you to go where she lives or where she works. That's it. Okay? I don't know. Let's do this. Let me give you a lawyer and we'll go from there. Okay? Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, though. Sorry?
Thanks for respecting now my kids, you're represented in court 1990.
Okay. So hang tight with me. We'll help you out. Don't worry. Okay? Please.
All right, Judge, next
Yeah, I want to do them all.
is page 5.
This is Scott.
Gutierrez,
Scott.
Angel.
Top of page 13. Can you, hey, no contact, no weapons.
Last one for now. Counsel, you may approach.
So that was the last one.
For now, Ms. Judge.
No Spanish? No.
No.
Wow. Okay. Hi.
Aaron Durden.
Okay, come up, Mr. Durden.
Mr. Durden was placed on bond conditions in November, toward the end of November, got an interlock at the end of November. His very first date to go have it recalibrated was at 12/29. He was out of town on that date, didn't get back until the next week, was locked out. I got an email on Monday from the procedural officer saying that he was locked out and notified you as well. He went the very next day, got it fixed, but you asked us to come here today to address it. He now understands.
I'm not going to play this game with you. Court orders are court orders. You have to follow them. And when you don't, there's severe consequence. And the consequence is you end up in jail. So I'm going to give you a pass now. But if it continues to happen, it's just not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. That's it.
Is our date that we have for the training still on? Thank you. I'll do that.
You ready? Hi. Who do you have?
Mr. Kabir, Kabir. Who's here for a bond violation because of a lockout, Your Honor. He since remedy to that. Apparently his power battery
Do
shuts
you
off.
mind bringing him up?
Unconditional, yeah.
Yeah. Nothing.
Between them and the state, you know.
I'm not going to play this game with you, Mr. Kabir. If this continues to happen, it shows me that you're just don't care about the bond conditions and their severe consequences. Do you understand?
Your Honor, I don't drive this vehicle.
I don't want you to, I'm just telling you, I have bond conditions in place and I expect for you to live up to them. And when you don't, there are severe consequences. Do you understand? Okay. You guys didn't want to add anything? Or did you have something to add? No?
No, Your Honor. No, that was it. That was the only reason.
Okay. All right, man.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, bear with me. We'll do it.
Judge, that was continued supervision?
Yeah.
They won't get PTI anyways, because they're EWI case.
That's exactly why I was approaching.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
And Judge, there should be an order in your queue for Flores Chavez.
Okay.
Find that here.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Hi.
I was just gonna ask if you could sign something in your queue for Juarez Chavez.
Yeah.
Oh, great, sorry, thanks.
Just kidding.
She wanted us to know.
Hey, I don't have it. I don't have it.
Jack, Dina.
Good morning, Judge. May I approach you? I'm here on an arraignment.
I'm ready when you are. You might bring them up?
Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Barragan. You were charged with racing on a highway. You were facing up to a year in jail. I'm sorry, up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On January 5th, 2025, the officer was part of a street racing and takeover task force and was advised of a group that met at a gas station parking lot in the city limits of Harris County, Texas. The officer was working in a plainclothes capacity and was following the group from one location to another and viewed two vehicles race side by side at Highway 290 and Kickapoo Road, traveling westbound. The officer observed the defendant's vehicle and another vehicle slow down to approximately 50 miles per hour before launching at the same time in a competitive manner, accelerating well over 100 miles per hour in an attempt to outpace one another. The officer maintained visual and was able to detain the defendant, the driver of the silver Nissan observed, but was unable to locate the other vehicle.
How fast are we talking over 100?
Let me see if he specified, if it was just that. The officer only said well over 100. He didn't specify.
Aragon, I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to participate in this kind of activity again. If I find that you're racing, if I find that you participate in any kind of street takeovers, anything of this nature, reckless driving, donuts, whatever, I will take your ability to drive away from you. Do you understand? Not only that, it is a condition of your bond, and if I find that you do, I can revoke your bond and put you in jail. Can you file those conditions, please?
Yes, Judge.
You're going to reset your case to give you time to fight this thing. I'm going to have you sign a reset Victoria. I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box. We'll get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And then after that, you'll be free to go. You have a lawyer. Because you do, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with her. If she tells you she can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, you pick up a new case, you've become a danger to my community, I will put you in jail. You understand? Okay, come on. Thank you.
Judge, I didn't hear, so PC was found, were there state's bond?
States conditions, yeah.
State's bond condition?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Also, there was one more, sorry, off docket arraignment that was probation been sent over here. So whenever you're ready, I'll know.
Okay, who is it?
It's a printout up there, last name Worthy.
Emmanuel Worthy, come up. Did you get the cause number for this?
Yes, Judge.
He's on probation. Has a motion been filed? I don't know, because the bond's still set at $100. So I don't know if a motion's been filed. Mr. Worthy, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 8th, 2025, the officer responded to a DPS agent who stated he was following the defendant's vehicle and needed assistance on the traffic stop, as the DPS agent was conducting surveillance on an unrelated case. The DPS agent provided a description of the defendant's vehicle, and the officer observed the defendant's vehicle failing to signal a lane change, along with the defendant's third brake light being out. The traffic stop was then conducted, and the officer made contact with the defendant. The officer observed a strong odor of marijuana, and the defendant was asked to step out of the vehicle, and the defendant stated there was nothing illegal inside. The officer located a cigar filled with a green leafy substance known to be marijuana based on training experience with a weight of 0.09 grams or 0.032 ounces. A PC search of the vehicle was conducted, and the officer located an unholstered black handgun inside a backpack in the back seat of the vehicle.
Mr. Worthy, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Take a seat for me in the jury box. Okay, come on.
Morning, Judge.
Hey.
Judge, I have a quick question. I have Jonathan Guidry Joyal popped up on my docket. The only issue, I would like to at least see, the only issue is He's in processing. I don't know if you want to wait till he pops up, or can we hear PC?
Yeah, we
and see
can hear
if we
PC, of course. Yeah.
Yes, Judge.
You don't think there's PC?
I think there's two main issues that I'd like for you to hear.
It's on the jail docket, unlawful camera. Okay, go ahead,
Judge. On January 8th, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle fail to signal for 100 feet prior to making a lane change twice from lane 3 to 2 and then from lane 2 to 1 on East Tex Freeway in Harris County, Texas. A traffic stop was initiated and the officer observed further movements between the occupants of the vehicle before the driver, defendant Price, age 19, rolled down the windows of the motor vehicle. The officer approached the motor vehicle and observed a clear plastic bag with green liquid in plain view in the driver handle, believed to be promethazine based on training experience, and a bag with marijuana in the driver door pocket. The weight of the marijuana was 0.82 grams, and the promethazine was 101 grams. The officer observed an AR pistol in plain view on the rear left floorboard or left rear passenger seat, where the defendant, Guidry Royale, was seated. Guidry Royale, age 19, and a PC search of the motor vehicle was conducted, and the officer observed another AR pistol inside a black backpack in the right rear passenger seat where the defendant Kinnan was seated, along with defendant Kinnan's cell phone. The officer observed an unholstered Glock in plain view adjacent to the first AR pistol on the floorboard behind the driver's seat. The defendant, Guidry Royale, stated the firearms were passed from the front to the rear of the motor vehicle, but would not state who handed him the firearms.
If I may, Judge, here are the issues. So some stuff that's not there is that they were looking at this vehicle beforehand. This is
Remember, this is a probable cause hearing. I mean, I can't get into
correct.
You know,
It's a suppression team. They're looking, they're following. It's a contextual stop. They're following them, waiting for a reason to stop them. The reason that they give is didn't signal for 100 feet. Sounds like they're on the highway. Okay. It's a conclusory statement. They're not stating that anybody else was in danger. They make no mention of.
well, failing to signal a lane change is a good, I mean, that's a traffic violation, is it not?
Well, 100 feet. They don't say at what point he failed to signal, whether or not he signaled at all, whether or not he signaled under 100 feet. They don't state at what foot or feet he did signal. It's conclusory. They don't give articulable facts regarding that. And so because it's conclusory and we don't.
I don't know. I think that there's enough probable cause to go.
Here's the second issue, Judge. The
Okay.
second issue is in the DIMS, this officer is stating that my client says they passed the gun to him and they handed the gun to him. That's what the DIMS says. But the OR says that my client says he doesn't know who tossed them from the front to the back. He doesn't say they handed it to him. He doesn't say they passed it to him.
But there was also an AR on the floorboard where he's sitting.
Right. And
Right?
He says that they're not his. There's 4 people in the car. There's 4 people in the car. And only 3 out of 4 get charged with an unlawful carry of a weapon. He doesn't say, hey, they handed it to me. Hey, they passed it to me. What he says specifically is doesn't know who tossed them from the front to the back. This correlates to the furtive movements that the officer is talking about. He never claims possession of these guns. The guns are all in the car. He says they're not his, says the guns are not his, but he gets charged for the UCW.
And we're supposed to just take it, then just believe his, right?
And Your Honor, if I may, and that's why, because they were found in the area where he was seated, the AR pistol, and he is underage at the time. That's the reason why he was charged, because he had them in his immediate proximity in the vehicle.
Yeah, I think that there's enough. Sorry?
It would be a question of fact, Judge.
Okay.
I think that there's enough, sorry.
Okay. Understood, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ricardo. Mr. Doyle, you ready? Mr. Kim? Happy
Judge.
Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
I'm here on Mr. Reader.
Reader, yep.
He's finally here today.
Do you mind bringing him up? What's new? Everything all good?
Just, kicking off the new year. Kid stuff. How about you?
Same thing. My life is revolved around kids, you know?
My son still won't wear long pants, he'll still wear shorts. Even though
In this weather?
it's,
Are you,
That's a thing.
my daughter wears them fine, but yeah, my son just refuses.
How old is
to wear- He's 8, so.
He's 8?
Just doesn't care. Just he'll freeze to death before he
Well,
admits.
hopefully he's wearing a jacket and a sweater. I mean,
So it
I
just
mean,
looks
you know,
comical. Yeah.
I love shorts as well, and I hate wearing pants too, you know, so.
That one's after.
Are you opposed?
So I'm not opposed to a bond, I'm just opposed to a low bond. And so council has shared some more information regarding, because we haven't been getting, there's another one of those, we can't get a hold of the people from the demanding jurisdiction. It's one of those because it's a 2B warrant, it hasn't been assigned to a prosecutor yet. And so we were trying to get a hold of the actual investigator for this charge. And Amy and I got shuffled around a little bit, so we could only speak with the extradition investigator, but we couldn't speak with the original investigator. So my facts are very, very limited. We don't.
I'm happy to give you some background, Judge. Mr. Reeder, military veteran, was a medic in the Pacific, in Korea, meritorious awards, done well. When he finished with the military, the Army, lived in Georgia, then was hired over here by a very reputable hospital and medical center. He's the lead administrator. He was referred to me by the chief neurologist of this hospital. What ends up happening, he is in a custody dispute, and I believe Judge Kirby's, is that the judge, over in family court?
Here or over there?
Here.
Here.
As this custody dispute sort of soured for his future ex-wife, he shows up at his hospital to go to work and is sworn and arrested on a warrant that he had no idea about. Apparently, this is some allegation that occurred in Georgia in June of 23. No report was made at the time. I think the state will confirm that. It wasn't until the custody issue here started to go south for his future ex. She then makes an online report in DeKalb County, Georgia, who accept charges without ever even talking to him, getting his side of the story. There's actual video evidence, I'm told, of what happened that's been litigated in family court. They're not responding to the state. All we want is a low bond so he can go deal with this there. He's not a flight risk. He's not family here. He's obviously got a good job. His boss is the one who brought me in on this. And so, you know, I don't want to ask for a dollar bond, but I ask as low as the court wants to go because it is a cash bond, and he's going to have to go hire a lawyer to deal with this.
So you're not going to go represent him over there?
I'm not going. I'm going to get it. I know. I stay in my lane.
Got it.
You know, we're going to find somebody in DeKalb County that'll make this go away.
So, Mr. Reeder, you are wanted out of the state of Georgia for aggravated assault and cruelty to a child. What we have here is, I don't know you. I've never met you before, but my main concern are two. Are you a danger to my community? And number two, most importantly, are you going to go back to Georgia? I have to make the bond sufficiently high if I give you a bond so that you're going to go back, because you are, as everyone, it's an inherent flight risk because you're a fugitive from another state.
Judge, if I could, one other thing, the aggravated assault, my understanding in Georgia is the impeding breath statute here. And the child part of it is, the allegation is the 12-year-old child witnessed this. So it's not, there's no weapon involved or anything like that. It's a simple domestic violence situation.
Any prior criminal history?
No, he has no other history, Judge. And so I'm not able to confirm, but that seems logical in terms of when the warrant was dropped, but it is correct. The charges, the Texas equivalent would be impeding breath, and I guess, I don't even know if we have.
You don't know this with certainty that
that's for the charges it is, but for the date, I don't have any other information. Like I said, I
don't know the actual, what the facts, what.
Yes, the strength.
Impeding breath, or whether it's shooting a gun.
And then cruelty to strangulation, and the cruelty to child is the fact that the 12-year-old witnessed him allegedly strangling his wife. So, but regarding that, because of the nature of the charge, it's a state request $10,000 bond. And so
you're okay with the bond?
With a bond being set because he has no prior other criminal history. He hasn't exhibited any other information I could find that he's a flight risk. So.
Okay. So state wants a $10,000 bond. What's your counter?
My counter would be 1,000, Judge. He's not going anywhere. He's got a good job here. He's got support here. I'm here. They're not bringing me here to run away from anything. We're gonna go fight this case and clear his name. Everything's here.
You got to understand that, you know, if I set you a bond, we expect you to follow through, and there are very serious consequences. I mean, you're old enough to know that actions have serious consequences. And if you fail to act, I'm going to set you a bond, and we give you 14 days from the date of your release to go turn yourself into Georgia. If you fail to do that, I'm telling you now, I'm not going to play this game with you again. If you fail to go, I will issue a nationwide warrant for your arrest, and I'm going to set your bond at 0. You won't get another one. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't know. So he wants 10, you want 1,000. I'll set it at 5, you know?
Would you consider 2,500? Because my understanding, it's a cash bond. So we have to pay, we can't get a bondsman in here, pay the 10%. And he's gonna need money.
I defer to the court. Sorry, I was working on the waiver withdrawal form because he waived in magistrate court, so I'm just working on the waiver withdrawal right now. But I defer to the court. Because he doesn't have any other history and because I'm limited information, it's hard for me to make any further assertions because no one's getting back to me.
Credit, they've gone out of their way to reach out to Georgia, and they, you know, and they're not responding. It's not.
He's great.
Lack of diligence on their part. But apparently, DeKalb County doesn't find this as much of a priority to respond to them, and they've had 2 days while he's been sitting in jail.
Okay, I'll acquiesce to the 2,500.
Thank you.
Moment, I have one form. You just sign them all. Give like 5 minutes.
The only other thing that I'm going to counsel you is that you got to be careful, man. You know, what you do impacts everyone around you, you know, especially a child. You know, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned and a teenager out of control, because the teenager that's out of control can make your life a living hell. And when they see that kind of, it impacts everyone. And I'm telling you, it reverberates, and it can just, like an infection, just grow out of control. 90% of the people in there now, no self-control. They get upset, they wig out, and they just go without thinking, hey, if I do this, what's gonna happen? If I say this, what's gonna happen? Just patience really goes a long way, you know? All right, I'll set the bond at 2,500. Just be careful, man. All right? Okay, Mr. Doyle.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Excuse.
Yes, sir. I have to, hold on a second. Hi.
Hi, good morning, Your Honor. I'm approaching on last name Moore, first name is Sheena.
Okay.
It's of a bond violation.
Moore, come up. Please show up for the drug test. We're not asking for much. I'm going to send you for a test now. If you fail it again, it's not going to go well for you. Okay? All right, we'll send it for a test now. Assuming everything's okay, we'll just give you normal reset, but please, no more. All right? Okay. Good luck, man. Give me a second, guys.
I am so good at listening. Did he say he was going to another courtroom, or he just step off for a side? I don't know if any of y'all are aware, but most time whenever you do this stuff, you can't really pay attention to what's going on in the court. You're too busy looking at chat. But then again, most of you guys are in chat and y'all aren't paying attention to court either, so I get it. All right, I'm gonna mute his room for a second. They were talking about the AR pistols there that are real popular with these kids these days and driving around. I had one of them in mid 2000s, and I was not impressed with it. I'm sure if you're trained by the military and you know how to use them, they're real effective. But you got more chance of just causing a lot of noise than actually being able to hurt anybody with one of those, unless you're trained, of course. If you're trained, you can do the job with about anything. So on Chair Watch, Linus had suggested that I had a video of little bunnies jumping around during the Chair Watch, and I just want to let anybody who works in AI understand how smart they are, because I worked on it for days trying to figure out a little bunnies jumping, and I could not get a video that would work for it. So I'm gonna throw it back on Court Watch, and then I'm gonna go ahead and run while he runs, so we can both. I'll say we're going to the other room to text each other and hang out, but that ain't happening. So.
She plays with my own first.
Mr. Green.
Compared to the old desk that used to be, especially at your office, it was nice to do that.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the cheapest thing.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No. And then I will have some stuff. We got to. No. Because she just. I never had a trial, but I was in that course. Yeah. But there was a group piece on that. He was part of it, so. Yeah, so. Early, a couple of events lawyers, bunch of prosecutors, and then. Well, he had to be.
There'll probably just be notes around that. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You just your what? Hasn't been right there, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, they'll probably get that. Oh,
So this is the ones that judge before, it's going to be appear in court every time that you're required to. No new law violations, no drugs, no alcohol, and you're going to drug testing. So other than the drug testing, the phone number I have on file. That same day that they say yes. And then when this, when we goes messages, regardless if they want you to test their knowledge, just make sure you respond to them whatever they tell you from the message, so that they know that you're receiving it. If you have any questions on this in the future, or you should remember.
I will always tell the story. I had two.
And then, that's everything that you sign, your
So he's trying to figure out if their jurisdictions working out. So I want to try to enter it before the clock starts in the meeting. So ours is up to 90 days. I have asked.
After I get this paper and I do all this.
For some reason.
I'm slower. Okay, but either way, it's I didn't see the printer was going to do it. On the. So I think she did. So.
I can fly.
Did you look at the paper?
Oh, no, it's fine, dude. Court 3 after what? She's just a lesson for judge. Okay, crazy.
So so like that is.
Yeah, I'm sorry to keep you waiting, guys.
Can I approach Judge?
Hi, Anna.
Good morning, I'm here on Mr. Hunter. And I apologize, he's one of our Monday, Thursday.
Yeah.
I forgot to come back to court, yesterday.
It's okay. It's not a big, I don't think it was, you were supposed to,
Oh, okay, well, he went and took the drug test,
right?
he passed.
Yay.
So I get to give good news today.
Okay.
We got the videos this morning, discovery is complete, and
Okay.
Mr. Hunter would like a trial.
Okay, sure, whatever you want.
So I do.
Just tell them to keep up the good work.
Yes.
No more issues.
Can we cut the testing back from Monday, Thursday?
Yes,
Just the
I
random?
will.
Okay,
Okay, but if he tests, then
he understands. I've admonished him, and if you would like to admonish him as well.
no,
but-
no, he should know.
Okay, and
Yep.
then, I'll go chat with Ramona about it.
Please.
Or, I tried. Thank
Good
you.
job, man.
Maybe excuse.
When you're cool, the sun shines on you indoors.
Well,
No?
it's because brilliance from a pinch is blinding. So,
How are you?
it may be that coat.
That's what it is.
I'm good, Judge.
Mr. Coyne.
Angel Gutierrez, it's a DWI. I understand that you might want to talk about bond conditions.
Is this a new case?
Yes, it is.
Judge, it's for arraignment, he was in felony court.
All right, Mr. Gutierrez, come up.
Page 5.
I take it you are also representing him upstairs.
I am, Your Honor.
Wonderful.
Oh, sure.
Mr. Gutierrez, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 4th, 2025, at approximately 12:58 a.m., the officer observed the defendant's vehicle with no expired registration as of July 2024. A traffic stop was initiated and the officer made contact with the defendant and driver of the vehicle. The window was not completely rolled down and the officer observed slurred speech and all further discovered the defendant had an open warrant and asked the defendant to step out of the vehicle. The officer observed an odor of alcoholic beverage and bloodshot eyes, and the officer did search of the defendant and found a marijuana blunt in the defendant's front pocket. The defendant stated he was coming from a bar and was driving home, and the defendant stated he had 1 cocktail drink and 2 shots. The defendant admitted to smoking the marijuana before going to the bar in the car, and the defendant stated he was 3 out of 10 drunk when asked to rate his intoxication. The defendant refused to undergo a sobriety test, and the DIC was read to the defendant, who refused to provide a breath sample. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Gutierrez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Sir.
He has a prior FSRA and he's on bond for that case. Has anything happened to that because of the
I
DWI?
just signed on to that case. He was just recently arrested for it. We're in the beginning stages of
Did
this.
it to be?
It was. We're in the beginning stages of discovery, Judge. I know almost nothing about that case yet.
Was there a dead body?
No, Your Honor, it was a minor injury.
Great.
Yes, Your Honor, this is a leg injury.
On the FSRA?
On the FSRA, yes.
Okay. All right. Does he have a Texas driver license?
It's eligible, Your Honor.
All right. You are not allowed to drive unless you also have liability insurance. If you don't have liability insurance with your Texas driver license, you're not allowed to drive. If I find that you're driving also without insurance, I'm going to revoke your bond. Do you understand? All right. Now you got a great lawyer. It's your responsibility to listen to Mr. Coyne and he'll tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me that you're playing games, you're not responding to phone calls or text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Don't pick up a third case. 3 strikes. You know what happens, right? All right. Come on. Thank you.
Judge.
He's going to have to get with Felicia for bond conditions. We'll have him sign a reset and then you're good to go.
Thank you, Judge.
This way.
Yes, sir.
Cataract, Judge, I had surgery, so
Always a pleasure.
I wouldn't be disrespectful to the.
I trust you. It doesn't matter. Mr. McAllister, I heard the wonderful news.
Yes, Judge, and I actually hear about that, just in administrative stuff. I was hoping you'd sign the motion to substitute to free up Peyton. Did you, on a certain cause number?
Are you now inheriting hundreds of cases or what?
This one, yes. And this one in particular is just one of those, he's on, that they're on PTI and they have a setting next year, but we got to free him up because he's getting sworn in on Monday, so.
Tell him congratulations from me, will you? You know, that's great.
Yeah, but it's all, we're all scrambling just to.
I can't even imagine, you know.
Change the name of the website. There's some administrative stuff going on, but.
I got it. I'll sign it for you.
You sign it for?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Just let them know.
I'll let them know the
I
cost.
think I may have already signed it. Actually, it's a motion to sub.
Yes.
You signed
You
it, Judge.
just signed it? You already
Yeah.
did it, Judge. Sorry, before I left the courthouse, I told him I.
You're okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Take care. John D.
Judge, this is Ms. Prince.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Prince.
Morning.
Ms. Prince, you were charged with false report to a police officer. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 5 days in jail with credit for the 5 days that you've done. You need to understand that by pleading guilty, this charge is going to go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You were giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this, you can never change this or undo this.
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense, ma'am?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty, sentence you to 5 days in jail, give you credit for the 5 days. The enhancement will be abandoned, and good luck to you.
Daryl Nabiyama, he's in custody. He was previously out on bond for a felony and he picked up his DWI. So he's set for bond. Has the bond already been set for this one?
Let me see. Oh my goodness, 100,000 on that Agra, or on the Agra salt, huh?
Yeah, he doesn't think he can make it, so.
So what happened? He was out on bond for this?
Yes, well, I'm not over the felony, another attorney at the firm is, but yes, from my understanding, he was out on bond for the felony and then he picked up this
So they
DWI.
revoked it and raised it
Yeah,
to-
they revoked it and raised it, yeah.
Okay, whatever you want, you know.
Set it at 1,000.
Well, but the bond is set at 5,000.
Oh, it's already set?
Already made bond.
Okay.
So there's nothing really for us to do. Felony court is 116. You want to set it for the day after? Or do you want a longer reset?
A long reset, because I don't think it's gonna get some.
Okay, whatever you need.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Hi. Thank you for being patient.
I am here about a motion to sub which should be in your queue for Mr. Noah Castillo. It is not on docket today, no. I do have a cause number.
No, I'll sign it.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Coyne, what happened?
Scott? His random drug testing, Judge, on Mr. Angel Gutierrez. He works out of town. And he goes out of town every 3 weeks out of 4. He works 1 week in Houston.
So what happens is if he gets called upon, he'll have to go to a Quest Diagnostics.
That's all right.
Wherever he is, they're all over the country. He can take the test, get the results to us, and then we're good.
And how does he transmit them back to?
To you, to give to Frank or pretrial services, yeah.
I'll do it. I'll get them to pretrial services. He can get them to me and I just bring them here.
Sure, of course.
Quest.
Quest, yeah, because it's a reputable lab. It's not like Punka City where you can go buy a result.
Used them before, yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Judge, could you also sign the motion to sub on that one? The last name Nabiyama. Thank you, Judge.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm the sheet that's right there, it's still gonna burn on the side. So. Yes, they have locations. So, you'll just need to let them know to make sure of the test and the results. So I'll have that and your insurance. So just
Okay. Do you have any questions?
More specific. Me, behind me.
I just want to see if you guys have.
Is she? Yes, I have it, if you want to give it to him, he's all ready to go. And then, Anna, did you need me as well?
I might have given one of the prosecutor. Let's just go to. Trace on the part.
Justin, sorry to keep you waiting. You have a bond violation?
No, it's bond condition, no violations.
Okay.
And I wanted to.
Is this that one gentleman? Still?
There's no violations.
Remember the kids that you were on way long ago?
This is what I was here on yesterday. But I want to talk about some sensitive things about my client, and I understand that you can
Want me to take it
turn
off?
the live stream.
Yeah.
And talk.
So when this alleged case occurred, he was at DDRP. DDRP is the diagnosis program. It's a 9-month program. They're sent there to basically be, see doctors, be evaluated, make sure they're on the right medication, see if that medication works. It's a long program and intensive program, but it's good to help try to see what's the best medication for them and what works.
That's when the assault was alleged to have occurred at that facility on someone else that was there?
Yes, another person. So it's kind of, I want to see if DRP will take him back. I don't know yet. I have to get with the felony probation officer and the felony attorney, whoever that may be. They haven't called the MAJ yet.
I know, but the 339, who's the 339 now? Jeez, I don't even know who that is. It should. Let me see if I can venture a guess. I'm gonna guess that it's Graves, Laura, no? Oh, Tia Bell? Okay.
I feel like if they go to DRP, they should always be in mental health court, but he's got a lot of history.
I have to believe that they're probably gonna file an MAJ on him.
That's what I also believe. Just because he just had one dismissed in August and they.
An MAJ and they got reinstated?
He had an MAJ that was dismissed in August and they reinstated his probation and amended it for him to go to DDRP. So that's why I think they will file it. I want to try to be proactive and avoid that. But I just want to see if DDRP.
It's like a big train coming your way because I see the MAJ and they filed it. No, not this one, the previous one. They filed an MAJ on a trespass. So if they filed an MAJ on trespass, they're probably going to file an MAJ on an assault. So this is like a big train coming. It's coming.
He had a whole bunch, actually. He had 1, 2, 3, 4.
MAJs?
Well, he had 6 misdemeanors that he picked up after she pled to MAJ. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Let's do this. I don't want to do anything. He's got a $300 bond. I'm not going to mess with it. If family can post it, then he'll be released.
Right.
But if not, then, and he's got bond conditions already. And if he doesn't post it and he remains here, I do expect 339th is going to file an MHA and then he's going to be stuck.
Understood, Judge. Okay, thank you. Yep.
All right.
That's what I wanted to know, just to follow and see.
Are you handling any of Mary's cases? Because there's 2 on the docket on a Barnes, Maisha Barnes, and she checked in.
Okay, let me.
Miss Tori's, something, she approached her field hearing for him. I noticed on the docket, you wrote down you granted a MOAT for Justin Johnson yesterday.
Okay.
So I put it in the queue, but I didn't get to get the signatures yesterday. So we rolled into today, but they didn't bring him up. So hopefully he comes back. We'll get the signatures for him.
He's in custody now?
He is in custody. I'll keep it in the queue. So
Yeah, and then
if
if you can ask her to roll it.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I wanted to give you a heads up if you had a question about
Hey, Vic, can you point someone to Worthy? Okay, so who is your court admonishment, please? What's the cause number?
The reason he's here is because he tested positive for THC December 15th of 2023.
Okay, as soon as he comes back, we'll talk.
He's continued DEM, and the officer is requesting to utilize DEM in lieu of thinking purchase.
Say it again?
The officer is requesting to utilize effective decision making in lieu of thinking purchase. She has yet to enroll in thinking purchase.
Why?
He's on a felony probation as well, isn't that? Yes. So he's on a felony probation, he's set to expire on this probation in April. April 2025. If he has to do EDM for us and community service, he hasn't done his community service yet. So they're just
So I'd rather do the class instead of the community service, you know? Yeah, and I'm gonna give him now a date that he needs to begin. And if he doesn't, then we follow motion. That's it. And then we're gonna test him in 30 days. If he tests positive again, then
I would also like to ask, he has orientation for community service.
no, I don't, community services, no, it's, I'd rather him learn than work out in the street cleaning, you know, dog chasing. You know? Yeah, absolutely.
Can you show the?
Hey, Judge, want to go over a few?
Yeah.
Page 4, Flores, set for himself to appear 2 bonds posted.
We have to expect this as well.
Usually-
So that's usually how we see it there. Yeah. So we just had felt it or maybe.
I think that's.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
5,002.
That's what he'll.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Make sure we check.
Look who it is. Wow.
Yeah. Right, I just know that that's what.
Excuse me, Judge, in regard to the bond conditions, could you clarify a bit what you were asking us to change about the way we submit the motion? Is it?
So there's a way where everything is already like clicked off. So we can just sign it and get it instead of, you know what I mean?
So put like the all option, so all the options.
So it on the top and then on the bottom, on the order, it's all filled out, you know?
Already?
Yeah, right, yeah. Hey, hey, you're with me today?
Yes, sir. This is actually my last day of being on rotation on this floor.
Really? Why?
So they move us, we're supposed to do this once a year. I've been here for a couple of years because of the future. Moving some future lawyers and candidates. So I'm going to the 10th floor.
For a whole year?
For a whole year, and then
Wow.
summer after that. But on the upside, I will definitely call you if I can help them from camp. And like what 12.
Oh, come on, she's so easy to
She
do.
is so easy, but she starts at 11. And I have things to do. And so I'm definitely gonna have honest
I
conversations.
want to be done by 11. You know?
At 11 is when I ask to leave. So, yeah, but there'll be a fun.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Come back.
Farragon Lopez. Farragon Lopez. Go ahead and sign your documents. I'm gonna bring a copy of the signs. Here's your copy of your bond. Condition for your own bond, please read them. Looks like you should have an attorney this period. Here's your reset, keep in contact with him. Here's your next quote. You don't have to, just keep in contact. If you want some time, you know, okay? Have a good night. Yeah. Tyler Green, come on up, Tyler Green. Ferris Bourgeois. Ferris Bourgeois, come on up. I'm sorry. Are you with them? So I can get her out of there. And this is your Tyler Green? All right. Do you mind? I. Go ahead and sign for donations, I'll just sign up for that. So. No? Okay. Either, right? Is that? One more time? You can sign a copy of your proposition. These are your conditions of bond, please state them. First page just says do not possess any weapons, and the last page before was Judge Fleischer. And here's your conditions. Jury's for the attorney? Okay, we'll keep her art that attorney, and then you should come back here, let me know.
Hey, good job though.
Thank you.
We'll see you next year.
First of all.
But, hey, Nathan,
Yes.
I think we're done anyway, so if you just want to go.
Well, so there was an. Oh, they are. Okay. There was an attorney who showed up late, so like if they didn't show up, I have to take over. So I think we're not you originally. Yes. Are you sure? Excellent. Thank you, Judge. I'll see you next week. Let us wait. I did. Let us wait.
Judge, may I approach? This is a paper. I can provide case cost, the cost number.
Okay.
24-72-95-1. All right.
Okay.
For this interview.
Okay.
It's an operations staffing. He was placed on supervision March 24, that's expired March 2025.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was ordered. He can be able to he has yet to complete exam, however, he's enrolled 3 times.
Wait, say that again.
He was put ordered to he enrolled in October of 2024, November of 2024, and in January, but he has still to make a speak.
Official warrant. File a motion. He hasn't done it 3 times, right? Mm-mm.
So we give them a copy.
Hey, Judge, did Tony approach you on a BVR?
Who?
Tony, Thomas? No? For page 12, Rodriguez?
No.
Okay.
I'm sure you like,
Good morning, Your Honor.
hey,
I have Trey Savon Carter. And I don't know if he needs any conditions. I just got a point. Oh.
I did no weapons.
Okay, no weapons, okay.
No, I'm sorry, I did no conditions.
No
I
conditions,
put no
okay.
conditions, yeah. You can just go with you.
Okay. All right, well, I'll go ahead and reset him and.
Thanks.
Just got one more, so let me meet with this new person and then I'll.
Take your time. Ms. Oko.
Good morning, Judge. I'm still waiting on Mr. Day.
Okay. Does he know that you're here waiting?
Not yet, Judge. That's my fault. Let me email him.
Oh.
Judge, did you tell Alex to file bond conditions on Carter? Did you say no bond? Carter?
No condition.
Okay. How are we doing? Is it, how, was it with all the stuff?
It wasn't checked off on the motion. It was a motion to it.
And the office file, have you also put them around the website against the BVR board? I can reach out to them.
He in your case, yeah.
Tony, Thomas was present. Okay. So it's not just a council. Oh. Tony just helping out. He was in here earlier, but I don't know. Oh, dang, I don't know. So that's one. And water. Water. You just need it as an attorney? I haven't seen her yet. I'll email her. Okay. Is that she's supposed to then? Great. But when they file conditions report, then they'll order by judge, can you just make sure that they're being filed as additional orders under like the ADDO?
Oh, yeah. Whenever we do the. Yeah.
Council for reset.
I don't know the issue.
Yeah, no, we don't. We just.
Because, I don't think it's, I think there's a older case, but I think there's a one where some. Yeah, no, it's like.
Hey, Peter. How are you?
But.
Judge, do you have
then it just
a
makes
Doma
it
Mia, MILLA in your queue? It's a motion to stop for Robert use on today's docket. PER.
You have to have them put it in the queue and then I'll sign it. Is it for Barfield? For Barfield?
No, for Robert use.
Oh, okay. You still talk to Robert Barfield?
Yeah, I talk to him all the time.
He's still around practicing? He's judging, right? Isn't he a judge?
He's full-time prosecuting in Texas City and then he's judging in like 4 or 5 municipal courts.
Really? Is that a full-time gig or what?
Most of what he's doing is municipal, either on the prosecution side or on the judicial side. he's probably spread across 5 or 6 schools. I mean, I said it full time.
Hey, so he's a judge and he's a prosecutor? You can do that?
Different jurisdictions, and then you
No, but still low.
You can't do it to the, I think it was when you do a county prosecutor. You can. I think on the Class C side, on the school Class C side, you can.
I wish we could practice here. I wish we could practice here. I wish they still allowed us to practice too. It's fun.
On the criminal side.
No, civil.
They used to do that. Remember when, obviously, the dead prosecutors had some of them, I think, years and years ago. That's when it. More gonna have.
Yeah, I think she's trying to get us out. Vic, what's next?
All right, Judge, next is page 6, Hunt. Mom called and said. I asked her for proof of anything. No.
Yeah. And then Monday, if anything, we'll appoint.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then she had something to say. Mr. Brown is here.
I see it. Let me, give me a second. Just don't leave. Day, ready? Miss Oko.
Yes, Judge. Good morning. I'm sorry.
Hi. What's the word, Thunderbird?
On Mr. Joshua Frank, last name Frank, first name Joshua. He has already signed a waiver. He did want to the court to consider a bond.
Okay.
The charges here, Your Honor, are out of Tulsa, Oklahoma for conspiring to commit a felony in violation of the Consumer Protection Act. However, like with the previous, I've been trying to get a hold of the DA's office. Funny enough, the phone number on their own website goes to a deadline number. So I sent an email. I joined on an email.
Fix your website, man.
I know. And so I tried calling one of their alternative lines, and unfortunately I haven't been successful. But the issue with this defendant is he has a bit of history.
I see it.
Sent back to Amy.
DWI.
WIs, obviously, 2 of them are felonies.
Credit card abuse.
2 of them were revoked as well.
Right, so.
Say what?
He's had.
2 of them were probations that were revoked.
And then he had a burglary building. Well, that was dismissed actually, so sorry.
So what's he want to hear?
He's wanted for violation of, sorry.
So he's on probation?
That was also what I was trying to figure out, if it was a. No, whether it was an FTA or not. Or whether
What kind of felony are we talking? No?
The level? No, unfortunately. There's something from US Customs and Border, I guess, when they apprehended him, but it doesn't, other than or the NCIC, it doesn't say anything about the level. They do say that they did set a bond there for $25,000 for at least one of them, but that they will.
So that means they must be okay with them us setting a bond.
I can't say that because it doesn't have that language where it says we won't allow him to bond until they return as persons, but it's also US Customs instead of our teletype that we do for our sheriff's office. So, but just because of his revocations and his history, including the ones in Angleton, and I think I was getting to the last part. He also has history, hold on, a burglary in Oklahoma as well, just recently in 2020, a burglary 2nd degree. And I'm not sure if it's open or not. It was referred to the DA's office in July 2020, but I don't know if it's still open, whether it's disposed. It doesn't say. But it does show that charges were filed.
It's going to be, if he wants a bond, I'm okay with it, Ms. Oko, but it's going to be, 5 digits.
1, 2. Oh, wow.
Like high 4, low 5.
High 4, low 5. And I funny enough, I did let him know that it might be high. They don't have the money for that. And I gave them the option of waiting to be picked up, as well as if the judge isn't going to grant, a low or mid-range type of bond. I did let him know that. Can we admonish him, Judge, if you don't mind admonishing him now?
Where am I? Oh, Deputy Brown, do you mind bringing out Mr. Joshua Frank, please?
And Mr. Day, if you don't mind telling me, when was his last criminal history?
So for Oklahoma, it's burglary in 20, he was charged with burglary second degree in 2020, July of 2020.
Was that a conviction or just a charge?
That's the thing, I don't know, because I've been trying to get a hold of the Tulsa County DA's office and no one's been able to. But he also had one, also a charge in 2020 here, and he was convicted of burglary of building.
Here in Harris County?
Wait, am I looking at the right one?
That's the one in Angleton, right?
No, sorry, did I pull up two different NCICs? Sorry, 1 second. I sent a couple to Amy, I'm trying to figure out which.
I don't see that here. I only see the credit card. The latest is the
You know what, let me just run a fresh one so that it doesn't get confused.
credit card abuse and a third.
I'm just gonna.
Sorry, second third.
This one?
DWI, Judge?
Hold on, I could be wrong. One moment, please. Yeah, I pulled up the wrong one. That's on me. Sure, Frank, Moco, Houston. Phil, credit card abuse.
What date, what year?
Sorry, no, the one in our county for the credit card abuse that was dismissed is the most recent. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. I'll leave that. He had history in Baton Rouge for, the suspended license, but that was in 2009 and doesn't.
2009?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. So the only other, I thought there was something else for. No. No, something, I thought there was something out of Houston in between. Okay, no, I guess I was just thinking of the Moco one, but that one's older, so I'm not gonna count it.
Nothing, okay. And Judge, I wanted to mention it just because he does run his own company, so it looks like he has a clean slate or attempted to do a clean slate, and this is something that he is very definitely trying to take care of. Didn't know where it popped up from, and he just wants the opportunity to do so.
Let me, Tony, talk to me while we're waiting.
We have a fleet.
All right, ready?
Sure.
Xavier Cordova.
That's not him. It's Arturo Rodriguez. Yes. I'm standing in for Mr. Bolivar.
Are you Arturo Rodriguez? Mr. Rodriguez, you're charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You worked out an agreement where they're offering you 6 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge is going to go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You also need to understand that the Texas legislature has made it extremely easy for district attorneys across the state of Texas to seize and take cars from individuals who participate in this type of action. You now have this one going on your record. You get caught up again, it's very well that they may seize and take the car away from you. I'm telling you this because I've seen it happen here. Someone had their Hellcat, which is probably like a $90,000 car, seized, gone. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
There are proper places in Houston, 610, 59, the Hardy Toll Road, that's not the right way. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You can never take it off. Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty and I will send you the agreement. I'll roll as court costs and then good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, sir. So we're not.
Padova, Milla, M-I-L-L-A, Mia, motion to sub Robert Usler, subbing in as attorney of record.
Okay, I'll sign it.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Just let them know so I can put it in the queue. All right, come on up, sir. All right, Ms. Oko.
Yes, Judge, this is Mr. Joshua Frank.
So as you can see, your lawyer's here with you, but she's on Zoom, so you know that you're not alone. You are wanted out of the state of
Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma for conspiracy to commit a felony and conspiracy to commit consumer fraud. Your lawyer is asking me to set you a bond. My problem, and well, I guess one of the things that I take into consideration when I set a bond is, number one, if we set you a bond, are you going to go back? Number two, are you a danger to our community? Because that's what really concerns me. I like my community safe. If I find that you're going to endanger it, then we only have one place for you. So I see that you have a pretty considerable, criminal history. Dave, what say you?
For the review, I'm unopposed to a $7,500 bond. Just looking at the reason for the revocation of previous cases and all the other history, and if it's within 2 weeks, it's a non-violent offense.
Ms. Oko, so he suggested a $7,500 bond.
Yes, Judge, I do believe that's a little high. The last time he's gotten into any type of criminal trouble, if I'm not mistaken, was 2009. Is that right?
Was it?
Counsel?
Oh, no, sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. So the last one was in 2016 for the credit card abuse, DWI third, DWI third again.
I thought you said that he had a burglary from.
No, that was the other one that I
That was the wrong one.
confused with another defendant. I was running multiple ones for.
So you've run a full NCIC?
Yes, so the only other history than what you see here is one from MoCo, which was one of the jurisdictional enhancements for the DWI here.
What was it?
It was DWI. I mean, it was just
Another DWI.
first, but it was prior to all the ones you see in here.
Got it.
And that was 2016, which is what, 8 years ago, and it looks like he's been on the clean and steady. This is something that my client has stated that he is more than able and willing to take care of. He was on the route to do that, whereas he was picked up at the airport.
So what do you think? Give me a number.
We would like 2,000, Judge.
How much?
2,000? I'm starting low.
So what I'll do is I'll set it at 5,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Has he already waived?
Yes.
Okay, here's the deal. I'll set your bond now, if you want me to, at $5,000. You are an inherent flight risk because you're a fugitive and you're wanted out of a different state. So the typical 10%, I don't think that's going to fly here. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'm not a bonding company, but typically I would imagine that because of the nature of the type of cases that you have, they may want everything. And so I don't know if that's something that you can do. The reason I'm telling you this is because you have to withdraw your waiver to be able to post a bond. If you withdraw your waiver, you lose all the time that you've accrued since you've waived, because we give the demanding jurisdiction 14 days to come get you. If they don't come get you within the 14 days, then Harris County releases you. So what I can do is I can have you talk with your lawyer to see if that's something you can do. If you guys want to reach out to family, we can roll you to Monday to see if that's something that you want to do. But just understand that once you withdraw your waiver, you lose all that time. And it looks like he has what, 2 days?
Yes.
Yeah, got around 2 days credit now toward that 14.
Just out of curiosity, because I've already retained my lawyer up there, and I already found a bail bonds company that's willing to do it for 1,900.
This is different from that over there.
Sir.
Right. You have to bond out here, and then once you post bond here, then I require you within 14 days of your release to go either turn yourself in or post bond in that jurisdiction. So you'll have to post bond here. You will also have to either post bond or turn yourself in.
If I don't go back in the 14 days.
Correct.
Okay.
So I don't want you to make a decision now. What I can do is I can put you back and I can have you talk to Ms. Oko to figure out what you guys want to do.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it.
We'll wait for you to hear back on the withdrawal, decides to do it.
What
And
phone number
real
should
quick,
she
Judge, real
call?
quick question.
No.
I think Chisholm had a question, but I'll.
Ms. Oko?
Judge, real quick question. If we get she has an attorney, they have an attorney out in Tulsa. If they can get the warrant recalled, then he wouldn't have to pay a bond here. Is that correct?
Correct. Right.
I would dismiss the case if you get the warrant there.
Of
Right.
course.
If you can post bond in that jurisdiction, if the warrant gets recalled, if they release the hold, then he'll file a nollie on.
Of course.
This.
I just wanted to make sure and okay. Thank you, Judge. That's it. May be excused.
Yeah, well, hold on. Do you want to call over there or what do you want to do?
Oh, no, I mean, I'm gonna call over there right now. I'm here.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks. And this phone's back there, right? Okay, I'm gonna chat you the phone number, Ms. Oko.
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
Really? This phone number? Is that right? Oh, no, no, no. It has you mean it got to be the court phone. Okay. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning. I'm here.
Will, how are you? Thanks for coming.
Okay, sorry, it's a long day in Brazoria.
Okay, so we got Mr. Cordova.
Cordova's here for a plea. This is Mr. Glover. I was just appointed. He's got a BVR. So I want to address those together. Also, I have Mr. Worthy in the jury box on an MAJ.
Okay, let's do all those. So I guess let's do the plea first, Mr. Cordova. You were charged with assault, bodily injury. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. Sorry, let me just get this to Ms. Oko. You've worked out an agreement where they're offering you 58 days in jail with credit for the 58 days that you have done. You need to understand that this charge is going to go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You also need to understand that for purposes of misdemeanor cases from now on, anything you pick up, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand? So you need to be very careful. I understand that you have a whole host of cases upstairs, but you ever pick up a misdemeanor, it's a minimum of 90 days. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this, you can never change this or undo this. How do you plead to the offense, Mr. Cordova? Now, he has 2 assaults here, right? So one will be dismissed, I'm assuming? Your other case will be dismissed on motion of the state. And good luck to you, sir.
Mr. Glover here.
So how's he in custody? I'm sure he's on bond on both cases.
He is, Judge. There was an alleged bond violation. He's got a GPS monitor on, and he was out past curfew by, I think it's 3 different occasions. 1 or 2 of them are 2 or 3 minutes. One of them is like 38, 40 minutes.
But how is he in custody? I'm sure he's on bond on both cases.
Picked up by parole.
Oh, he's got a parole hold.
He went to parole meeting and they informed him he had a BVR.
So you're being held because of the motion to revoke parole. Got it. What's he on parole?
What are you on parole for?
Okay. I guess we're kind of like, we're stuck, right? We're just kind of, we got to ride it out to see, because I don't know what's going to happen with your parole. We're basically stuck until you take care of these cases here. And then that could impact your parole there. You know, maybe they send you to ISF, maybe they reinstate, or maybe they revoke you. I don't know. So.
About the parole form. You have an assessment set up yet? Email? If they're going to come talk to you, I'll get on that.
Yeah, because, you know.
He said he's gonna come like, I don't know when, 2 weeks or something like that.
That sounds about right.
3 weeks.
Okay, Josh. All right.
All right.
All right. I'm in. Best of luck.
We're good. We're good.
We'll talk soon.
So if you want to reset Mr. Glover 3 weeks.
So what should we do what should I do with regards to the BVR?
Yes.
Just nothing.
Just leave it.
You just leave it, continue supervision, just because, yeah, he's in there, he's got a parole hold, so he just can't get out.
Okay, so should I keep it there just so we can address it later?
No, just continue supervision.
So this is Mr. Worthy.
Mr. Worthy.
Yes, Your Honor.
You were placed on probation. You were on probation for unlawful carrying of a weapon. Now you've picked up a new case. So we are now filing a motion to revoke your probation and a warrant's going to issue. We will take you into custody now.
We would ask if we could set this for a hearing on the MAJ before we take him in custody.
Yeah, I mean, he picked up a new case. He's on probation. What we do is when you pick up a new case, motion to revoke gets filed. That's the normal course of business. You're supposed to not pick up a new case, right? Okay, those are the. Did I sign it? I need to sign. Yeah. Have I signed it? Okay, right now.
What's the new bond amount?
We'll talk about the new bond amount?
Yes, Judge. But I need to talk to him about what he's doing and living with and working, all that good stuff, so we can have a better conversation.
Okay, so I'll set it at 5. What's it at now? Let's see, 248, 768. Okay, 5,001. Yeah. Okay, so just let me know. Whatever you want, if you want to set it a couple days, maybe to Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
If he's unable to, we can talk early next week.
Okay, Judge.
Just
I'll reach out with them. And then I also was appointed Miss, how do you pronounce it?
Bourgeois.
Yes, I think she should have bond conditions for you to sign, state following.
Okay. The only condition is not going, is it Target?
So the McDonald's.
Oh, the McDonald's. That's it. Just don't go to this McDonald's where this. Okay, I got it. All right. If you want to come up, Ms. Bourgeois, we'll have you sign it and then we'll get you out of here. Okay, guys, thanks. Okay.
Is that the one that?
Oh, I didn't even look. Good job. Okay. Hi.
I'm here on Dwayne Leroy, Leroy.
Okay. I don't. Lavoy?
Leroy. First name is Dwayne. Oh, I'm sorry, he's off.
Judge, the cause number?
I swore it was on.
Get ready,
Sorry,
Alex.
Judge.
Okay.
2536959.
Okay.
Your Honor, we're requesting the court to allow him to drive. He's having major financial issues. Hey, I just spoke to the state. They just got his blood test fruits back and it was a 0.87. And I don't think he's been in trouble since 2010 when I looked at the DA portal.
There was probably a reason that I took it away, like he's driving, at a very high rate of speed, donuts or whatnot.
I did speak to pre-trial. I know the
Or
court is.
maybe he didn't have a license. Tell me about it.
I think it was a high rate of speed, Your Honor. He was at 100.
It was 105 miles per hour.
Okay, bring him here. Let me talk to him.
Yes, sir.
Admonish and then,
Thank you, Your Honor.
okay?
So we're allowing him to drive, Judge?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Not yet.
talk to him. I want to know that he appreciates the,
Yes, sir.
yeah, okay. Come up, sir. I'm not happy with you. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and I don't want to file a motion to revoke, but if, I don't want you to say anything, but they've informed us that you're testing positive. You're not doing your classes on time. You haven't started on your community service, right?
I have the community service schedule. I have it in my email if you want me to send it to you. And with regards to one of the classes, they got pushed back after the Christmas time. And then I took another class. I think it was the EDM class. I finished that class. And now I have the other class scheduled as well.
Is it actually scheduled?
Yes, sir, it's scheduled.
Is this the one where he scheduled it 3 times and failed to appear?
No.
Okay.
This is for Brown. He completed his effective decision-making in regards to his probation.
I have 3 classes in total. I don't remember.
And this is the one that I mentioned his officer is wanting to use the effective decision-making instead of the thinking for change.
I would rather do the thinking for change instead of the community service. I think the community service, I'd rather you take a class and learn something than just doing menial work for just, no.
So she informed me that they have an hour class I can take on, or I can take instead. And I told her that I could do
Once
that.
you get done with this class, you're done with us. So the quicker you do it, quicker you're done. And now I'm gonna test you again in 45 days. You test positive, it's really not gonna go well for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes,
You
sir.
get my drift? Don't use.
Yes, sir.
Don't care what's going on in your life. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it gets tested 45 days. And then, how much time does he have left? Before he
One is
expires?
2 years and one is 6 months.
Okay, so let's do, he's got to have the class done, at least signed up within the next 30 days. Okay, all right, take a seat.
Okay. Hey, Judge.
I don't know if you Okay, sure.
Ray, were you ready for Scott?
Yeah.
You wanna call me?
Mr. Scott?
January 29th.
No, copy.
Oh, I think.
I'm doing it right now. Ray, you sit with them.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Who's approaching with more? She finished her drug test. It came back negative.
Great. Okay, so we'll just continue, okay, thanks.
This is it. You just talk to the attorney. You got come to me and I'll tell him.
Judge, you ready to go over a few?
Yeah.
Steve, can I please get my dismissal on affordable one from that other API? Thank you so much. She emailed me back to this one. Yes. Sure.
Okay.
Hello. I love your blazer or sports
You
coat.
too. I don't know what it is. It's like connect the dots.
So for Ronald Waters on docket today, Victoria and I are in touch with Jillian on it, and she had a flight and says that she came to check by for her client twice, but he was late today, so we didn't know how to.
Perhaps, Mr. Elick, do you mind stepping in? Do you mind? So Mr. Waters, his lawyer.
He's not here.
She's not here. It's a BVR, but I think that we've already spoken about it. So
You just need me for the BVR only?
I'm just gonna admonish him. really.
Let me just tell my client in the whole, in the attorney room, and then I'll be right back.
Please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay,
And
cool.
yeah, I know I saw Jillian and I guess he just didn't come till later on.
Oh, okay.
That's why. Just hold on, Mr. Waters. We'll help you out next. Ready? Who's next?
Next judge is page 8, Lauderdale, Central Raymond fell to appear first time.
2501.
Page 9, Lopez, Central Raymond fell to appear first time.
Five 5001.
Page 12, Rodriguez. Apparently Tony's handling that one.
What's the name?
Rodriguez.
Oh, he pled. Arturo, he pled.
Next is page 13. Oh, the one Kelsey was talking about.
Yeah.
That's the last one.
That's the last one.
What did you say reference for Waters? Should be there.
Well, let me wait till they get back here. Ms. Chisholm. Ms. Oko.
She's on the phone right now, Judge.
Oh, Chiz, okay.
No drawing affidavit, public hospital.
Judge, I'm here. I'm just finishing talking with him.
Yeah, just let me know, I guess, let me know when you're done.
Yes, Judge, about 2 minutes.
Wow, all prosecutors are out next week, huh? All you guys are gone next week?
Except for me.
Ah.
Yeah. But we have, I can tell you the schedule who will be sitting with me if you're so curious.
Who?
Okay, on Monday, Michael Hanover.
Okay, I know Michael.
On Tuesday, Whitney Raspberry.
Okay, she's been in here. I like her.
Wednesday, Amy Bolatino.
Okay,
Thursday, Scott Pope. And Friday, Stephen Harris.
I haven't seen Scott Pope in years. You ready? Come up, Mr. Waters. So here's the deal. So your lawyer came in here twice. You weren't here. It's okay. I'm not going to ding you on it. My main concern is I don't want you out in the middle of the night just doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. And when we spoke to your lawyer, from what it appeared is, are you on a bus at that time?
I got my new apartment. I got all my paper right here, and we relocated all the way in A-Leaf right now. So the bus, it takes a long time to come. It don't come at the time that it say it'll come. So you know what I'm saying? Wherever I'm at, I'll be like, dang, I'll make it on.
Speak normally. Don't
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
have to really just
'Cause
speak normally,
I'm just trying,
intelligently.
yes, sir. I'm just trying to show you, like, that I'm out here really trying. You know what I'm saying? I got my information.
No, you know what I'm saying? No,
I'm sorry.
just,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Good luck.
hey, speak eloquently.
Yes.
It shows, Okay, so what are you doing now? You working?
I'm not technically working. I'm volunteering. I'm handing out flyers, and I get like $100 after that. It's like kind of like a volunteering thing.
Why not get the full-time job?
I know I've been applying. I still got some coming in. So that's gonna
Be
take me.
helping. So I'm gonna, hold on. No, don't worry. Look, I've got resources here to help you out. Do you have a cell phone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a list of places how you can get a job.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Get a job, get a skill, get a trade. That way you can develop something so you can move up in life and make a lot of money. That's what it's about. You get a trade, learn something so you move up in the world. Not menial jobs handing out this, because you go nowhere with this. Really. We're going to give you a sheet of paper. This is going to be a list of places that you can go to that can recruit you for work purposes. Okay. I just don't want you out in the middle of the night. Nothing good happens at 2 a.m, 1 a.m. We got to work down a way that where you're working, you still be home at a decent hour. So you're volunteering at this place? And where do you go and how long does it take for you to get home?
It's currently it's like at a church.
Okay.
What's that?
And how long does it take to get home?
Even
Are you with Mr. Waters?
Even from like where the station, transit center, where the 25 bus go to, that's an hour and 9 minutes away to come. So just imagine me taking a bus from wherever.
What time do you stop working?
What time do I start working? Whenever
Stop. What time do you stop working?
Like whenever we get all the flight, like it's like the maximum of 4 of us that's passing out in the neighborhood, in nice neighborhoods, and like when all the flyers are gone, because we got like 4 pages, so when all the flyers are gone, then that's
Usually what time do you finish?
usually like around, let me say, 2, 3.
2, 3 what? In the afternoon?
4, like 4 in the afternoon.
Okay, so then you take the bus to go home.
I take the bus to go home, then I try to go do some, like look around and go apply for jobs and stuff like that.
What is the curfew that we have on him now?
10 p.m. to
And this time here, he didn't get home till like 11:30, 11:45, right?
10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Judge.
Okay. I just don't want you out in the middle of the night. If you need more time, ask Jillian, we can give you more time, but you have to be cognizant, meaning that you have to understand that, actions have consequences. And if you're out there past curfew, it's not going to go well. If you need a little bit more time for work, I can give you a little bit more time, but if you're out at midnight, 1, 2, it's not going to go well, Mr. Waters. Do you understand? Okay. So
Given some resources for employment opportunities and an upcoming job fair on the 14th.
this is a fair that you can go to get a job. When you go there, take a shower in the morning, brush your teeth, smell good, put on nice clothes. Perception is reality. If you look bad, no one's going to give you a job. But if you go there looking professional and you speak well, then you're better chances of getting a job. You need a trade, like maybe welding, something of this nature where you can move up in this world and make $15 to $20 an hour. That's what you should be looking for. We've given you the tools. It's a matter of whether you want to go do it. Okay? All right. So let's set it. What was the date that we were going to do?
I was just looking at that and I didn't see it. So I
Felonies on for 2-4.
Okay, let's set it, we'll set it for the same day as the felony, okay? This is your opportunity to get a job. Use it. All right, we'll have you sign a reset, put you on the same day for the felony so they don't have to keep coming and going, all right? All right, come on, Mr. Waters. Thank you, Mr. Waters. Yeah, I guess go to 10:30, you know, yeah.
Okay, Judge, we
Tell
are
me.
good to have Mr. He wants to sign.
He wants to what?
Mr. Joshua
Frank?
Frank, he wants to revoke his waiver, pay the bond, and go to Tulsa.
Okay, so,
The only thing is we need, Tristan to sign that withdrawal paper, so I'm gonna email that. to her,
okay.
And then we just need.
So we set the bond at what, 5,000?
It was 5,000.
5,000? Okay, all right, so I don't need to talk to him again. He already knows, okay? So I'll
Yes,
set the
Judge.
bond at 5,000 on Frank. And then that's it,
That's it, Judge. Thank you so much.
okay?
Thank you. Judge, may I be excused?
Yes, ma'am, thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
And that's it with us, guys. We are done. So both of you guys are gone all week next week.
Oh, no, Alex is here too, sorry.
No, you're gone. The whole week in Austin. That's gonna be fun. Have a great time. Don't have too much fun. Yeah, right.
I was gonna offer my help, but they had my hand over me. So.
Jay, come hang out with us, man. Come on.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, man.